on Carlton in the elimination final here. Whoever wins this game will progress, and of course whoever loses this game, that is season's end for this team tonight, whoever that may be. Of course, it's a home final for Brisbane tonight, playing up there at the Gabba. Of course, we have a look at the favourites. Brisbane are 125 to win this match. Carlton are underdogs, 385 to win this match. Let's have a little bit of a look at the teams and the lineups. There we go. For Brisbane, coming in is Jack Payne and Starcevic. Going out is Joyce and Sharp. Of course, the Lions' back line are Zorko, Andrews, McKenna, Wilmot, Payne and Lester are the half-backs. The centres are Fletcher, Ashcroft, McCluggage. Half-forwards, Rayner, Danaher, Berry. The forwards, Charlie Cameron, Eric Hipwood, and of course Zach Bailey. Followers are McInerney, Dunkley and Neil. And of course, for the Blue Baggers, Carlton coming in. Very surprising. Sam Doherty comes into the lineup tonight with Mitch McGovern, Harry Mackay, Zach Williams, Tom DeConing and Adam Kera. Of course, going out, Chin Cotter, Owies, Carroll, Moyer, Binns and Lord. So we've got a few big ins there for the Blue Baggers. Let's have a look at their lineup tonight. Of course, we're only 3.5 minutes away from the bounce of the ball to this elimination final here at the Gabba between Brisbane and Carlton. Carlton's fullbacks are Young, Wiedering, Sard. Of course, the halfbacks are Doherty, McGovern, Newman. The centres are Hollands, Paddy Cripps and Akers. And of course, the half forwards are Hollands, Mackay, Williams. Their forwards are during DeConing, Motlop. And of course, the followers are Pinette, Walsh and Hewitt. There are your lineups for this game tonight. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Yo, Ryan, g'day. What's happening, young fella? What's going on? Well, it's happening not too far away. I think they're just down there singing the national anthem. So one of those anthems and all that type of stuff. So we might actually take you down to the ground. You can have a little bit of a listen. And then that will take us into the bounce of the ball on this sold-out crowd. Big crowd up at the Gabba. Well, let's head down to the ground and we'll hear a bit of an anthem, etc. like that. And it'll take us into the bounce of the ball.
Of Australian rules football. To conduct an official welcome to country, please welcome Shannon Ruska.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shannon Ruska. My Aboriginal name is Yuan Yagara, and I'm proud to be a descendant of the Yagara people of Meanjin, or Maganjin we call it. Our country goes from the Caboolture River to the north, to the Logan River in the south, out towards Capalaba, and then inland to the Great Dividing Range. Now, when we do our welcomes, we have many different ways of doing them as the tribal groups. One way I'd like to share with you tonight is where we go down to the river and we usually yell out to the other tribe who we are and where we are from. Now it looks like tonight 2 of the biggest tribes have arrived in the Gabba, the Brisbane Lions and the Carlton Blues. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna see who the loudest tribe is tonight. When I clap 3 times, I want you to yell out who your tribe is. When I clap 3 more times, you're gonna go louder. And when I clap 3 more times after that, you're gonna go berserk. 1, 2, 3. Brisbane! Carlton! Brisbane! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to Yagara Country. Boys, best of luck. Home team, I'm with you on Yagara Country. All the best. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Shannon. If you're able, we would like you to please now rise, remove your hats, and join with the coaches, players, and umpires the Australian National Anthem to be performed by Brianna Fielding.
the Gabba here, massive crowd. No tomorrow, elimination final. One of these sides, 2024 season ends tonight. Will it be the Brisbane Lions, who were just a sniff away from a premiership last year, or the Carlton Footy Club, who would have come into this season with massive expectations? Stakes are at their highest, gentlemen.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I'm really looking forward to this clash. Looking for young Darcy Wilmot today, Gaz. He's the one for me to watch.
Big night for?
Big night for, absolutely. Dane Zorko, you'd expect a bit of work put into him from the Blues. If he gets nullified, Darcy Wilmot has been an outstanding young player for the Brisbane Lions with his dash off half-back.
We've seen a lot of young players put their hands up in these final series already. I'm looking forward to seeing him go about it. Bucks, who you got?
I've got Blake Acres. I think the bigger the game, the more he stands up. He's a big body. He can play inside. He's got aerial. He gets back to support defence. He gets forward and kicks goals. I think Carlton need to come out and throw a punch straight up front. And I think Blake Acres is going to be a big part of that.
He's got great footy IQ as well. It's what you need in big finals to put yourself in the right place. For mine, Gary, I'm going Zach Williams. One of the ones that's coming back into the side for the Carlton Football Club. I actually think that he might end up on Zorko. I reckon he's the one that can expose. He needs 5, 6, 7, 10 touches from Zach Williams, and he has got the ability, and he's shown it this year, to hit the scoreboard. He could be the one that ducks out the back with Zorko being so aggressive.
There's a young player being built into this, so we'll just get the toss of the coin. I'll give you mine in a moment. Two of the greats going out. Patrick Cripps and Lockie Neal. It's a little bit of breeze around at the moment. I'm not sure whether it's going to be massive to one end.
Yes, we're behind. We're just under that scoreboard there, the video screen. Breeze is definitely going that way, Gaz.
Will Ashcroft for me, boys. Been building to this. He's missed a lot of footy. Look at his last couple of finals have been outstanding. His last couple of games have been outstanding.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fascinating. Out of the game for 12 months, Gary, and I reckon I'm sitting here for the first time, and this is the first time I've missed playing AFL footy. I've been sitting back enjoying it, working for Fox, but right now I'm sitting here going, oh my God, I wish I was back out there.
A little bit of itchy feet. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Have a turn around here and have a look at this. This is a big house. This is a big moment for this side. Cam Rayner. We haven't spoken about him. Haven't spoken about Harry Mackay yet.
Just looking at Carlton, they played their best football when their backs against the walls. Last year, and even maybe in the last couple of weeks when they didn't have talent, their backs are against the wall tonight, and their fans know that. So there's no expectation. What can they do with it?
And there's no tomorrow. So here we go. Hipwood's in the goal square in front of us. Joey Danaher's lurking around. Dwight Loman's going to be massive.
Big battle in the rocks. Picnic, McInerney, big monsters there, Gaz.
Chera goes to Lockie Neal in the middle of the ground. Stage is set. Perfect conditions here at the Gabba up here in Brisbane. No tomorrow. The Brisbane Lions up against the Carlton Football Club.
Big couple of hours. Thump forward, Archie. Taken hard in the sort of tackling Campbell Brown was just talking about. Hit a net. McInerney. There's Neil. Walk back into traffic. Perfect night. Early 20s, little bit of wind. McCluggage trying to bring it away, can't do so. Holland did well. Chera, Walsh slams it on the boot. Payne gets it moving forward here for the Lions. Dunkley out into space. Cowan finds it and dribbles it. And it manages to get past everybody.
Fantasia met heavily by Payne. Here's Doherty. Mackay driven into the ground by Starcevic. The umpire calls for it.
That's what Doherty would have wanted. Getting the hands on the ball early. Yes, it was a little bit of a fumble. That'll save his nerves a little bit. The intensity's right up here. Both teams have been ferocious.
No decisive knock in the ruck. Elijah Hollands hassled out of play.
Mark Oscar.
It's the side of the ground that is heavily occupied by Blues fans. Stanley Street wing. McInerney knocked it down. Taken out the back by Dunkley. Little underground hand pass from Zorko. Motlop to Elijah Hollands to Saab.
Not going to get it past Wilmot. Incredibly important rebounding player for the Lions, and that's why. Charlie Cameron. Low ball didn't really work. That does. And how about this? Wonderful. Sam Doherty, what a story. Handled his first moment really well.
And that's the nerve settler. The first one, a little bit of a fumble, put your teammate under some heat. There you go. You feel the footy, you have a kick, now you're settled in.
Chera, good ball for Pitternet. Couldn't hang on.
Just having a look at the way Brisbane are structuring up. In the middle of the ground there, Joe Danaher was 100 metres away from the play. Wiedering came up to be the final point in that anchor roll for Carlton.
Motlop.
Thanks, Jesse.
Adam Chera with the big job on Lockie Neal, so we thought it might be George Hewitt, but it's Chera.
Hollins just pushed as he tried to get that kick away, so it dribbles into the path of Hipwood. Tough one to handle. Young's there with him. Controlled it well. Chera gets it to Sard. Blues can bound off half back. Good grab. Kemp. Defender turned forward. High and long. McInerney in front of all of that.
That's where I said Kemp took that great contested mark. He's actually got a defensive forward role in Harris Andrews. His whole job was to sit behind him, push him underneath, make sure Harris doesn't have any intercept marks.
McInerney towards Berry. He gets it from Neal and gives it to Wilmot. Wilmot thumps it as far as he can to the half-forward flank. Danaher and Waiter in here. Cowan tries to lend assistance. Picks up, caught by Hipwood. Handball out towards the boundary. Cameron can't keep it in.
That's what the Lions were trying to do. Try and build it up through the middle, and then if there's space out the back, trying to get Charlie with his foot speed.
A disconnection of the forwards allows you to do that, so you can kick it with confidence knowing there is going to be, from the last Carlton defender out to your forward, there is going to be a paddock of space.
Cripps tried to find Doherty, missed him. Half a thought of insufficient intent, but his teammate was near enough. Joey to the front. Neal. Nearly.
That's where you've got to be more physical at a defensive 50 stoppage. You can't get the bloke like Lockie Neal to be on the run with no physicality. Push him away from that spot. Push him towards the boundary line.
So McGovern missed the round 24 clash with St Kilda due to a hamstring injury. If that's any indication of his hamstring, it looks pretty fine with that 65-metre drop punt. Knocked on by Dunkley. Neal again gets around Newman. Off to Wilmot. Wilmot for goal. He's missed.
There's two gettable chances to start the match. The Lockie Neal bit of stoppage work was first rate though, just having a look on it. He got some nice separation from Chera. But Chera wasn't wanting to engage in a wrestle to start it off with, knowing that Neal probably had him for strength. Needs to figure out a better starting point.
It's not the news you want to hear from the match committee days, I don't reckon, after you've missed 3 games. You're going to be running around with the Brownlow medal favourite. Short to Hollins. He finds Kennedy. Cripps to fly from the side. Timed it to perfection. Mackay. Oh, well done. Big O. Second time he's gone back and assisted the defence.
You can see what Pitnet's trying to do. He's trying to push him forward to take him out of that long down the line roll.
Andrews to Zorko.
Just has to compete there though. He can't be outmarked. Be the target, but as a minimum it has to hit the ground. 50-50 ball, allow the smallest to get to work.
Lohman. Back to Zorko. Now Hipwood. Archie and Dunkley are up at half forward. Danaher's a longer target. Neil laterally. And now Fletcher. Zorko again at 35, the oldest player to be selected as an All-Australian.
Get it back through the middle now, Starcevic. The long target was Rayner. And the ball gets past everybody and goes out.
It actually looked like a really good kick there. Rayner just tried to initiate body contact, just misread the ball.
Full house. We see it all the time now at the Gabba. It's a great credit to what the Lions have been able to build. Chance here for Dunkley, taken in a really strong Cripps tackle.
They are getting some nice space just off the back of the stoppage here, the Brisbane Lions. A lot of players exiting that space. Carlton going with them, I should say.
Doherty. A little inverted torp out in front of Holmes. Fletcher with him. In comes Zorko. Still got leg speed at 35. Outside of the boot, that's okay. Wilmot. Hugh McCluggage. Across the ground to Starcevic. He goes for Big Joe Danaher, but the kick was too heavy.
This is how Brisbane want to build up the ball. They want to find uncontested marks. That's what Vossi was talking about before the game. They need to shut off the switch. You can give them ones along the boundary line, but you can't give uncontested marks throughout the corridor.
McInerney and Pitnet smashed the Lions' way. We beat Doherty over the boundary. Some sight. The Gabba. Looking magnificent. Conditions are perfect for football. Pitnet takes it out of the ruck. He's tackled. Rayner got a hold of him. Now it's in dispute. Hands in the air. Lions
pushed onto it.
Players saying that Walsh is over the top of it, not releasing, but the umpire with other ideas.
Burnett, clean possession. Mackay got a hand in. Payne got a handball forward. Leicester in the road. Out came Hollins. Back to Payne. Wide open Archie. Belts a long one in the Rayner direction. 2 or 3 coming him, and a pretty happy concession in the end from the Blues.
It's a poor inside forward 50 kick though. When your shoulders out, although there were a lot of numbers, just have to be good enough to lower the eyes, try and find something. A long kick, that deep, that close to the line, too easily spoiled through.
Newman, who had it on an absolute string against the Saints, takes 20 metres, kicks to the wing. Good hands in front, Berry. Zorko wants it in the corridor. He's closed down. Berry with a low, hard kick towards the pocket. Rayner goes early. At the back, Wiedering took it. Free kick against Rayner for unrealistic attempt to mark. Wiedering bring the Blues clear.
That was the boundary, but there's no one wearing the same jumper. It's easily picked off. Out comes Danaher. Young in front. McGovern cleverly along the ground, as it turns out. Cripps. That's not a bad result for Carlton. They get it out and reset the ground.
Intercept marks already becoming an issue here. 5-0. These are the options though. As you can see, you've got to find a way. It may just be putting it to the advantage, a pocket of space. The Blues taking proactive positioning. You have to be able just to find the right one. That's the most important kick, that money kick inside forward 50.
And that kick, you know that though, Carlton midfield are going to be sliding down, so there's going to be multiple numbers at the top of the goal square.
We get some territory here, the Blues. Last 5 inside 50s have gone the Lions' way. Here's a chance for them. Too easy, Starcevic. Not a great kick, however. Lohman comes, in fact, it was Ashcroft, and he did brilliantly. High ball in the Rainer direction. Terrific mark. Wheels and goes. And that is good. First blood Lions. Cam Rainer, real X factor. Just showing us all why.
Then's a bit of a stretch of behinds for Rainer in games. 0-2, 0-2 and 0-1 in his past 3 games. After he kicked 3 in the win over the Saints.
The beauty of the mark is the intent to wheel and go. You can see the Brisbane numbers flooding back towards goal, all goal side on their direct opponents. Slightly fortuitous, but a goal line kick. Gave Joe Danaher a play on it as well, but on that occasion was good enough to bounce and go through. Positive start, really positive start here from the Lions, owning all the territory.
Took us 12 minutes for the opening goals. Mackay's in ruck and gives to Cripps. He is spun 360 and caught holding the ball by Hugh McCluggage.
That's an area that Brisbane have been really good at. 11 tackles to 4 at this stage.
McCluggage hoists it to full forward. Out comes Hipwood. At the back, Hollins needs to be clean. He is so. Gave it to Newman, who hand passed towards the boundary line, and the umpire says toss it in.
Yeah, spot on, Hodgie, and that's the question I asked to Fags as I was walking off the ground, because they've been convincingly beaten in the tackle count the last 6 or 7 weeks. It's going to be a big test tonight, and they've really stepped up in these first 10 minutes.
Looked like he took offence to that question as well, Campbell.
Yeah, he did. Most of the things I say, people take offence to.
Kennedy gets it clear. Just a metre or two. As McGovern pursues, almost threw it out to Cripps. His bouncing left foot kick to the back flank. Hewitt's taken high.
Carlton,
free
let
kick.
him up. Let him up
Against
now.
Darcy Wilmot.
Thank you. Stand.
Lucky I didn't ask him if he'd made any citizens' arrests this week, like Vossi had done.
George Hewitt. Short to Motlop. And they bite off the centre of the ground. It might just work out. Durden. Akers. Lowers the eyes. When the goal face was open to him, Saar to fly. Morris worked out of it. Saar gets it back. Fletcher dives and marks. Now it's out of play.
That was Carlton's first inside 50 for 8 minutes. So this now an opportunity, stoppage, equal numbers, set yourselves up, try and keep the ball up that end. Put some pressure on those defenders from the Lions there, make them defend repeat entries.
Danaher didn't get a good piece of the attempted swipe with Cluggage though. To the wing, Wiedering in front.
Stand.
Wiedering kept Harris Andrews out of the All-Australian team. He finally got that blazer himself. Kennedy. Inside 50, Mackay can't take the mark. A chance for Cripps to give to Williams. Williams for goal. Across the face, Fantasia couldn't quite.
Carlton will be pretty happy with how they've defended. Brisbane have had most of the territory in their forward half of the ground. Better hold up okay. Their opportunity now.
There is the time in forward half, and it's very lopsided. Cripps, beautiful trap. Kennedy a fumble. Young came forward. Walsh, Doherty, straight up the chimney. Doubtful that that's gone far enough. It hasn't. In comes Hipwood. It gets through him. Suddenly the ball's coated in Vaseline.
Thanks, Lewis.
Get the ball up.
Bit of the sweat from the players, Hodgie, getting on there. Pretty good conditions otherwise, but not the reason for the slippery ball.
Yeah, with the wind, there's no dew out there, so it would be just a perspiration.
Cripps to half forward.
Brisbane with significantly more finals experience in its lineup. 199 games of finals experience coming in tonight as opposed to Carlton's 82. Only 2 Blues have played in more than 6 finals, George Stewart and Zach Williams. 12th finals for them tonight. Danaher over the back. He's closed down. Blues crash in from all angles. And then for Brisbane, 14 players have played 6 or more.
This is where they've got Kennedy going up against Danaher in the ruck. Now it's Cripps. Got to rotate, try and get that extra midfielder at ground level.
Cripps goes up and then slams McCluggage with a fierce, bone-jarring tackle.
This is an opportunity where you'd love to see Joe insert himself, really demonstrate that he is the bigger person in this situation. Don't play to Cripps' strengths and get in a wrestle. Dominate, run, jump right over the top of him.
I waited a long time and then allowed the ball to come out, which may just work here for Carlton. Hewitt, a long ball forward. Motlop ground level. Williams comes in to Mackay. Ashcroft. Beautiful. Hits McCluggage. Forward is Hipwood. Out is Morris if he wants to go quick. He finally sees him, but they've closed it down. Now it's a 2v1. In comes Rayner. Brilliant spinning move. But the handball wasn't up to the move, and Kennedy may just get pinned here. I suspect he will.
There's no mate. That's that pressure from Carlton, though, turning the ball over. There's 2 or 3 blokes going at Rayner. Forced the cough up.
They were allowed to get back, though, with how slow Eric Hipwood was in rolling, keeping speed on the ball. You need to identify the fact that if the ball's got to you fast or you've bypassed one of those Carlton defenders, you should be confident in rolling going into even numbers at worst.
Will Ashcroft, playing in his first final, finds Danaher within range. They would have loved Ashcroft in September last season. So Joe Danaher.
That's your line.
That's such a smart kick. They're the pockets of space we were talking about before with that inside forward 50 entry. Doesn't always have to be a low dart to a hitting up player coming at you full chested. Just a lovely weighted ball into a dangerous area.
No one has kicked more goals in first quarters this season than Joe. Not a bad looking kick. Yes, Joe. He's got it. Two for the Lions to start the game, and Danaher now has 19 goals of his 51 in first quarters this season. That was a clean strike. Flushed it. It's always just a moment or two of uncertainty when he lines them up, but that was perfection.
Well, you've heard about the class and composure of Will Ashcroft since he walked through the Brisbane Lions door. He missed 12 months with that knee, but just the composure in a big final to be able to lull the vision really late, take the defender's attention away from where he wanted to kick it, and then Joe, we know he's a booming kick. Put that one's through.
Block, Brisbane.
Nice confidence boost there for Joe Danaher and McInerney. Block out of the ruck. It's all going one way at the moment. Danaher again, worked under that one. Morris almost. We'll get a ball up.
Back this way. Rocks. Go.
But then it hooks it down.
Adam. Go.
Neil. Look to Will Ashcroft. Now Kai Loman gets a really good look at it and slams it through. They were just holding on, this Blues defence. The ball has lived in the Lions forward half, 12-7 inside 50 entries. A couple of goals in as many minutes. for the Brisbane Lions.
Just great pressure on the footy again, keeping it in, locking it in. One after the other. They're +6 now in tackles, the Lions, a key stat. One we have to keep an eye on, and there's a class finish. Good. Someone who doesn't lack confidence, and for good reason. Celebration might need some work.
Better tackles on Lockie Neal for the season. Grips, 8th possession, not overly effective. Bailey slams it awkwardly forward, and it's superbly marked by Hipwood in front of the pack. Logan Morris is copping some attention. Joe Danaher snuck away and said, "Hi guys, how about me?" Joe was content to let the spot fire play out as he snuck away over the back and kicked his second. Carlton in early trouble here. The Lions with 4 on the board through the opening 23 minutes. A kick 4 in 11 minutes after the first goal of the game didn't come until 12 in.
Well, this is just a great contested mark from Eric Hipwood. Big pack mark, but then when the push and shove comes, Wiedering's just left Joe Danaher, and yes, you can go and stick up for your younger guys, but you still got to pay attention. That's just an easy goaler. Fair to say, Hipwood from 45 out straight in front, probably a 50-50. He has missed a lot of those, but to give him an easy goal to Joe Danaher, brain frayed there from Wiedering.
Got to stop the bleeding here, the Blues. Hewitt on the up. Good heat, though, from the Brisbane midfield. McCluggage out in front of Ashcroft. Trying to slide it into the path of Cameron. Misses him, but it's where it's been for most of the quarter, and that's inside the Lions' forward half.
Just have to try and find a way to get the ball up there in the Blues. Easier said than done, I know, but you have to get the ball, win some territory. You cannot spend the entire quarter defending. Eventually, there's a lapse in concentration, scores against. They have to find a way to get it out of here.
Getting into the back. Hollins, Cripps, Morris, the dangerous Loman, Bailey. Wiedering was in the right spot.
It's just part of the game here, though. There's 22-9 uncontested marks. Every time the Blues have had it, they've been under pressure, where when Brisbane have got it, they've been able to build the ball up, compose it, get it deep inside forward 50.
Newman. Kemp's up in front. Punched down by Payne. Williams under pressure, gets it going forward. It's a super mark reaching over the top by Payne.
They've taken 7 intercept marks now, and all 7 have been around this half back line for Brisbane, because Carlton haven't been able to get the ball deep inside forward 50 at all.
Answorth. Things moving to the pocket. Danaher's there. Morris as well. Somehow kept it in. Picked up by Loman. He is not emerging from the 2-man tackle.
This is where Brisbane have got to be careful. Got to make sure they've got someone deep here, because they've done all this hard work, got up to a really good lead. You don't want to give away a goal or two in the last 4 minutes.
Neil somehow to bury. Missing is Hugh McCluggage.
The numbers are painting a story, not only the territory, but those intercept marks that Brownie was talking about, all on the back of Brisbane being able to set up the field. When the ball's up your end of the ground, you dictate behind the footy, you can manufacture a +1. And then for Carlton, not a whole lot of energy here on offence when they win the ball back, because they're so gassed from defending for the better part of 3/4 of this first quarter.
Adam Chera, great to see him back playing for the Blues. Goes for the high one. Kennedy in from the side, but what about Andrews? Always had superb marking hands.
Zorko to McCluggage. Ashcroft, McCluggage will always keep on running. How about the service? Cameron just inside 50.
That's just too easy. From the intercept mark from Harris Andrews, then going in the corridor, you can't have 3 uncontested marks through that middle area. You need to clog it up. Just a nice little handball receive. He had Zorko one side where two Carlton blokes went to and had Hugh McCluggage running by himself.
Joe lurking here. Well done from Matty Kennedy. Heads up play. Charlie Cameron. 20th final. Kicks from 55. Won't be a goal. He's through for a minor score. 397 career goals for him. So good night at the office, and he could crack 400.
Quarter time can't come fast enough for Vossi. He's very, very frustrated down here at the boundary line. They simply haven't come to play, Carlton.
Wiedering. Looking for Mackay, but can't keep it inside the field of play. Sort of sums up the start to this game for the Blues. And again, it goes inside 50. Brilliantly marked, Logan Morris. Such a talent. Just game number 16. And when you think you've already got enough weaponry forward of the ball, this young man bobs up.
That was young. Ollie Cowan was just playing in front, just try to read it himself. When you're playing on Morris, you can't give him a run and jump. He's got great hands for a young fella.
Five in a row, Brisbane. Starting to get worrying now for the Carlton Footy Club.
It's his first goal in a final. His first final, Logan Morris. He found his way into this team in strange circumstances and become an important member of it.
And you can see Lockie Cowan there just gets a little bit lost. If anything, Newman might be able to slide round and put a bit of pressure on Morris, but you can't let an overhead marker like a Morris get a free run and jump at the ball. Got to put some body on a forward like that.
Slam down in the middle. Hitting it down to Walsh. Loopy hand pass. Berry takes it. Bit of a throw. Chair up. Wants one for over the shoulder. Not forthcoming.
Stuck in this way, guys.
Talar Cheese floated back. He's now the spare trying to shut down the quarter for the Brisbane Lions.
McInerney down. Wilmot with an excellent start. Spirals it to centre half forward. Back with a flight. Young. Fully committed.
Out, Joe. Stand, Logan. Stand.
17-7 inside 50s. They've done a lot of defending, the Blues, and they may just have to do some more. Morris fires it back to Zorko. Well done, McGovern. Got in the road. Sees that out.
And there's the game. There's the game in a nutshell so far. The Blues just trying to make something up, trying to get it going. The Brisbane Lions so far been ready for everything, set up so well there. Probably not the time of the quarter to be adventurous off half back.
And well done to Joe Danaher. He's probably being criticised a bit for his defensive work. That was excellent chase.
Chera. Love to bag a late one here, Carlton. And it's at the right end of the ground.
Back this way, guys.
42 seconds to try and manufacture something, the Blues. With some sort of energy going to quarter time. They've been stuck in the barrier, Brownie.
The last time a side was scoreless in the first quarter in a final was North Melbourne back in 1974.
It was against Richmond in a semi-final. Akers. Mackay there, but Andrews comes from the side and knocked out of his hands. So 50 metres. And maybe Brisbane will be thinking about another score. As Harris is on the charge, he gives to McCluggage. He's forced back. Off to Starcevic. Awkward kick. Berry and Doherty. Berry marks and can have a shot.
That's it, Sam. What's that? Sorry?
With the last kick of the quarter.
After the siren. You tell after the siren. Stand 10 metres. You got it, Corey. Got it. Push out behind. Stand.
So Carlton will be
Come right out, Charlie.
the first side scoreless in an opening term of a final since 74. By how much will the Blues trail? Jared Berry. Kick from just outside 50.
It's okay.
That will not be a goal. That will not be a score. What it is a dominant Brisbane beginning to this elimination final at a packed Gabba. Brisbane 5-5-35. Conversations to be had for the Blues. They have yet to hit the scoreboard.
More is coming. Quarter time, folks. There we go. Can you believe that stat? Hey, who wanted the stats? Hey, Unky, you want all the stats? I'll tell you what the stats are. Carlton were scoreless. Carlton scores. What they say? The last team to do that in a first round final was 1974, 50 years ago in North Melbourne. Holy Toledo. Brisbane 5-5-35. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Geez, I tell you what, I want to have a look at the stats too. I just want to see what's going on. What's happening around there. But that's all right. Maybe you're honestly saying that. Yeah. We love the stats. We love the stats. I just want to say g'day to Ryan. Of course, stay hanky. Thanks for coming in. Albert in the house. Good on you, Hannah. Fantastic. Did I miss anyone? No, I think I got everyone, didn't I? I think I got everyone. Bianca. Good stuff. Good to see you again. I tell you what, this is like a training drill. This is like an absolute training drill for the Brisbane Lions. They're hardly raising a sweat out there on the ground. Stats, love them. Good on you, Bianca. At least a couple of us do. Look, it's a little bit interesting. We might actually go to the stats. We probably don't need to go to the player stats. I just want to have a look at the inside 50 stats. I wasn't sure that I heard the inside 50 stats. But Carlton just look like they just don't look like they've come to play. It looks like they're not really interested in being out there. Do they know this is an elimination final? If you lose, that's it. Maybe they're wanting to go on holiday early. I don't know. All I can say is Voss is going to give them one hell of a baking at quarter time. It's a modern thing, and I don't mean to deride the stats on this channel. It's mostly interesting, but Eagles won every season at Cardinia Park from 1990 to 94. That to me is an incredible stat. I tell you what, the West Coast Eagles were good back there. They probably had Chris Judd back there and a couple of others. I can't remember the names of the others. Probably Cox. Cox was one of you, Ruckman. Something like. Just do a guess. I don't know. Let's just do a guess on the stats for inside 50. I'd probably say Brisbane Lions probably up to about 20 at the moment, and Carlton maybe about 6. All right, let's have a look and see. Let me just reload that for a moment without doing the stats for you. Look at that, my luggage. Don't forget your luggage. Wow. Let's just have a look at the inside 50s. I tell you what, I wasn't too far off, was I? What did I say? What did I say? About 20 to 6 or something. There we go. 18 inside 50s for Brisbane and 10 scoring shots. Oh, no, that was close. Well, they were just inside. They were just inside a lot. I'm surprised Carlton actually got inside their forward 50 8 times for no scoring shot. That'll be a 0% efficiency inside. But, that's not too bad. 5 goals, 5. I think Carlton got a little bit lazy there at the end because they, to begin that game with, all those Carlton hadn't scored, etc. like that, and the ball was getting inside Brisbane's forward 50 a bit. The Carlton defenders were defending quite well, getting the ball back out, but they were having trouble getting it, after that second kick, out past the midway point, and their forwards just aren't working at all. Carlton up there at the moment, whereas Joe Danaher has been here, there and everywhere on the ground at the moment. Hit was doing all right. They got into a bit of a scrap, some of the plays there, when Hitwood took that mark, handballed it over to Danaher. Of course, he put it through for an easy goal. All right, that's... hey, Harvey, we hear the Brisbane roar. You probably can, I tell you what, the Gabba, it does look a nice ground. It looks like it's a sellout crowd today. So they probably do miss Curnow as an important player, or are they just, I tell you what, it's just scrappy. But at least Curnow would probably, come through with the marks, bust the packs open, etc. like that, make a few more leads. Harry Mackay has done nothing at the moment. Just done nothing. I never really do think that Mackay and Curnow work too well together. That being said, Curnow, it's probably better when Curnow's in. At least he can run through the packs, as I said, and get up the ground and do a little bit more. But there we go. They're just messy. Let's just hope they can turn it around a little bit in this quarter after a baking from their coach Voss. All right, it's the Brisbane Lions by 35. Let's head down to the ground for the start of the second quarter.
And zip at centre clearance at the moment, Carlton.
9 intercept marks. It's the fifth most for the season. And everything that could go wrong for Carlton's going wrong, but we put it all down to the Brisbane Lions right now.
Yeah, and you got to hold 6 forwards forward. Trust your stoppage game, and then make the Brisbane Lions defenders defend. See if you can get a score on them early this quarter.
Jack, 9-2 tackles inside forward 50 to Brisbane.
They need a lift from Mark Pitton at the middle as well. Oscar McInerney dominating in the ruck.
See you at half time.
Well, I don't think you can with a ruckman is up the area that they're failing, Brandy. As you said, it's in and around the ball and then manning up the uncontested marks. Brisbane had 28 uncontested marks that quarter. Close down that before you make a sub and bring on a ruckman or a key forward.
McGovern pounds a long one. Payne at the back. Through comes Hewitt. Outside of the boot, but Lester's back there.
This is a small positive at least. Ball's up Carlton's end, so now's the chance to attempt to defend. That's another good mark there. He's having a real impact early, is Andrews.
So the first game of the season,
Play on.
the Blues were trailing by 46 points and got up and won. So their fans will be aware of that. I've just got to start getting some mojo going in this game. Williams to the front. Now Akers. Mackay in a good one-on-one. Kemp comes through, taken high, not paid. Flicked through to Mackay. Akers, tough one to handle.
That's what I mean. The Carlton team's not out of this. They can come back as they did in the opening round this year, but it's about just being smart with the ball because of the pressure that Brisbane have put on them. They need to find a few of those uncontested marks that the Lions may go on. Carlton are going at 52% by foot, surging the ball, turning the ball over, compose the ball, build it up, and get back on track that way.
It looked a little worrying for Blake Acres, that shoulder that's already strapped. Fletcher, Dunkley, Berry. Dealt with by Acres after he disposed of the ball, so that's downfield.
Down for free.
So again, that's not good enough. Unprofessional to give away a free kick when you're working so hard to get it up your end and you just release that pressure valve again. Feels like the game from a Carlton point of view needs a Doherty goal. That'd be something to get them going.
That would breathe some life into things, wouldn't it? Good mark there by Young. Williams is in the corridor, but it's a risky kick. So it's down the line in the Cripps direction. Not to the front on Neil. Dunkley there with him. If you can beat those two, you're doing well, and he does so. Akers, nice evasion. Hewitt similarly goes towards Mackay, who allows Kennedy to mark. And now gives to Mackay. Oh dear. Just little moments that
Jesse, 2 more metres.
the picture quite aptly.
It's just Carlton night forcing the issue then. You didn't need to give a quick handball when Mackay clearly wasn't ready for it. Let the forwards do a bit of work. Give them time to lead. Put blocks on. Create space.
Andrews gets it from Berry. And Wilmot.
Outside 5. Play on.
Starcevic. Athletic leap.
Outside 5.
Move this footy pretty easily to the wing. That's not far enough. Wiedering. Off to Saad. See if they can bounce off half-back here. Motlop. Hollins controlled a half volley as well as he could. Got it to his brother. Hewitt. Kemp comes at the ball. It doesn't quite get to him. Nice turn. Floats a high one across the face.
Well, the territory battle, at least, is being won in this quarter. Hasn't been overly pretty by any stretch, but at least they're in the fight. They've got themselves in the arm wrestle now. Now's the time to take the breath, just complete the play. Try and find yourself best look at goal and hit the scoreboard with a major.
Cowan tees it up. And across the front, the ever-dependable Leicester. One of the more unheralded players in the competition, but so reliable. Lions are out on the outer side. Berry. A driving kick towards Danaher. It bounces up for him nicely. He's under pressure. Gets it to Cameron, who knocks it back in the path of Danaher. Danaher now kicks towards centre-half forward and Hipwood all alone.
That's it. Go, take him out here, please. 49. One more step. That's it, perfect. Stand.
He's having a very good look, Eric Hipwood, as Will Ashcroft's getting some running repairs.
Come on, stand. Just up and down, okay?
Hipwood is going back into Ben Brown sort of territory here. He's back at the centre circle. Man on the mark stands 49 metres from goal. The Brett Lee sort of long run up at the Gabba. Kick is away to the right. Stays in play. Doherty is there. McInerney. Doherty's kick smothered. Cameron swoops. Cameron scores. And Brisbane.
A major.
Tom De Koning warming up right in front of me. I reckon Vossi's thinking about pulling the trigger on the sub.
It's an early trigger. Rayner comes through with brilliance. Wilmot misses Ashcroft. Goes back and cleans up the mess, does Neil. Bailey.
Pushing it back. Carlton.
Blues free.
No.
Have to go the open side. Need to try something.
You're right, they're just so stagnant across the half-back line. I know they've had Doherty on the wing, maybe put him back across the half-back line to try and get him to run and create something.
Mark taken by Pinanet. They chain up to Akers. Just over the head of Williams. Not in sync, Carlton.
Oscar. Mark.
Yep, disconnection.
The kicking efficiency is really hurt. They're going at 44% this quarter. That's 6 inside 50s.
We've now had more than 40 minutes of playing time in this final, and Carlton has not scored and won't here as Neil dribbles it out of defence. Good clean pick-up, Morris. And pass though turned over. Roman in to lock the ball in. As Hollins picks himself.
I'll be intrigued to see who they do sub out for De Koning as well.
Oscar.
A decisive knock. Spill in. I sensed, Daisy, before the game that you felt that was a mistake.
I thought it was certainly a questionable decision. Whether or not it was a mistake was probably dictated to a little bit by outcome, but you're so limited in what you can do essentially when you have a one-dimensional, and although De Koning is such a talented player, runs jumps, in terms of where he can play, it's either ruck or forward.
He's not someone who's going to come on and change the game for you with an impact or the domination around the stoppage or flexibility to rotate in multiple positions.
Wilmot just had his kick interrupted. Akers. Hollands. 2v1 here, almost Mackay. Zorko to McCluggage. Lions fans enjoying what they're seeing. They're enjoying the game and enjoying the scoreboard. Akers dragged to ground and he'll get a trick.
Carlton, go through. Stand, time back on.
Dane Zorko's had 11 touches so far as the ball goes inside forward 50. Do you reckon this is probably an opportunity, Daisy, that they could have had Shinkoda in there to shut him down?
Ashcroft with some dash. We'll get to the answer in just a second. Archie will get on the end of this and take a shot from pretty much directly in front.
The answer to your question is we see Jack Payne down there. The answer to your question, Hodgie, is yes. Zorko would have been somebody that I identified you have to take the time and space away from. And that hasn't been the case.
Hope Jack Payne's okay.
Looked like he pulled up before he actually went to jump.
Archie piling on the pain for the Blues. Seven straight. It is. Could not have started this game any more emphatically. The Brisbane Lions, and back into the side. Jack Payne, and fingers crossed, he's walking off unassisted, which is a good thing. He'll get assessed, of course.
This is the injury here. He copped a backhander and he's got claret coming out of his nose, so he's gone straight down the race. Matty Kennedy has been the player subbed out for the Blues, so Vossi has made that sub nice and early. Not an injury, just a tactical sub. De Koning straight into the ruck.
So the sub is made at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. Here's De Koning into the game, getting it to Doherty. His kick inside 50 is beautifully read by Zorko. And Zorko comes away to Fletcher, who has the expanses of the Vulture Street wing to go for a gallop. His kick's not great. Wiedering will gobble it up. It's to switch. Ollie Hollands. Now Fantasia.
Brisbane have done a great job here of shuffling their defence. The whole idea of the switch is to try and go around the defence with some pace on the ball, get some looks. Brisbane does such a fantastic job. See how sound they are behind the football here. They'll get their chance now on offence to come back through.
Danaher on the up there to Zorko. Normally uses the ball brilliantly. No exception there. Loman all on his own, and he hits Morris. Fat side, Hipwood, Arena! Huge elimination final climb. Saw a magnificent mark at the SCG from Isaac Heaney earlier today. That's probably got it. Cam's covered, but that's still a ripper.
That is so explosive. Just off one step. Elevation. and landed like a butterfly with sore feet.
To make it 8 straight, they are on song. Cam's got his second. This full house is celebrating already. It's impressive what the Lions have been able to do in a quarter and a half.
This is why you've got to have someone on Zorko, just the composure, darting around and then finding the spare centre forward, which turned into a pretty exciting move for the Lions.
Just the ability of Rayner to elevate, knowing where the drop zone was. The finish is fantastic, but that's the explosiveness, and this is where this guy's taken his game to different levels.
It's about as one-sided as you could have ever imagined. And they're coming again, Brisbane. Lohmann pursued by Hollands, caught, holding the ball. A small win there for the Blues.
Time back on. Stand, Kai. Stand.
Ollie Hollands goes towards his brother in the corridor with 3 lines around him, including Zorko, who is playing with them, toying with them. Goes to the pocket. Bailey. This is a proper mauling.
Zorko came to the back of that contest there. He was the one that took a chance coming off Zach Williams. Williams hoping for a better outcome. It snuck out forward. Not the right play.
Tight angle for Bailey. No problem. He fades it expertly from left to right through for another major. 9 for the dominant Lions. This is processional from Carlton. You can see around the stands the looks of despair from Carlton fans. Many of them here tonight, hopeful of a special performance. They're seeing one in the opposition.
Well, Dane Zorko's been the one orchestrating nearly every one of the Brisbane Lions forays forward of the footy, and he's had an amazing year, Hodgie. Come off the back of some good fortune in sort of getting the opportunities at the bad luck of Kadeem Coleman, but the way he uses the footy, my goodness.
Thrust forward again here, Brisbane. Bailey, the goal kicker from moments ago. A dumper high one. Lohmann does his best to keep it in and gets unloaded by Akers. Hodgie, what can they do? What can the Blues do to try and arrest this momentum and get themselves somewhat back into this game?
Well, it's the disposal off the half-back line for me. They haven't been able to transition that. The first 5 inside 50s he's caught in, and they've really struggled. I'll be putting Doherty down there. I'll be giving the ball to Saad as much as you possibly can, just to try and create and get a bit of movement and some efficient ball movement. Get a bit of spark.
There is Saad. He was closed down, so it was a high one, and it was Cripps in the end who thumps it out.
Even the option of trying to play a forward just out of the square, try and completely disconnect the Brisbane Lions defence and trust that if you do get a ball in through the corridor or to the wing in a semi-fast manner, just wheel and go. Try and take a genuine one-on-one ahead of the footy at the moment. The Lions are doing such a good job of peeling off and getting dangerous, impacting like this.
Zorko almost landed in the lap of Campbell Brown over there. He's been dominant, Brownie.
Speaking of, sorry, Brandon.
Yeah, no, he certainly has. They need to put a bit of time and effort into him because he's just cutting them to pieces through the half-back line and through the middle.
Fantasia's just gone to man up Zorko.
Neil, Wilmot. High one. Morris in a wrestle. Cowan makes the spoil this time. Saad caught by Bailey. Got it out. Morris dribbles it through and misses on the right. So 60 on the board for Brisbane. Nothing for Carlton. And the game has been going for 51 minutes of playing time.
Down the ground. Stayed on the ground and read it best. To fly, never really got to elevate the hands. Hewitt, Hollins. Mackay was open, didn't go there. Kemp has to go back and he's got a couple to contend with. I suspect Harris is going to professionally get that out, and he has. The lowest half-time score in a final in the history of our game, Nico, is 2 points. Geelong v Fitzroy in 1903. So the Blues have got 7 minutes to make sure that they don't threaten that.
It's all right. 7 minutes.
That's exactly right.
Keep the faith, JB.
7 minutes.
Durden, he's gone forward. From the big boys something.
That is an extraordinary stat, JB, that, I mean, the ultimate indignity for Carlton on what has been a horrible night would be to rewrite that record.
Surely not. 7 minutes remain in the half. Got to give credit to the Lions and what they've been able to do in this first half. They've been extraordinary. De Koning. Follow-up tackle from him was good. Ashcroft. Zorko's kick will end up working. Hugh McCluggage always got so much time. The late fist came from Newman. Now Holden's taken in a tackle. Ashcroft comes in. He's dispossessed. Young, great trap from Fantasia. Off to Walsh. And Razio's helped out.
Gee, he's got some energy about him tonight, Dane Zorko. 35 years young. 15 disposals, 12 kicks, 3 hand passes, 5 score involvements. Koning out of the ruck. Cripps to Chera. Chera uses his left to kick towards the 50. Over the head of Kemp and Andrews. Fantasia getting back there, using his soccer skills. Pushed off it by Lester. Gives to Zorko. Zorko again, cleverly evades and gets it clear. Ashcroft, Berry, Hipwood, Neal. The Lions come away. McCluggage flips it inside to a running Ashcroft. They are playing this game completely on their terms, but the kick from Hipwood is sloppy. And Wiedering intercepts.
Hot lock.
2 minutes back, you. 2 minutes back. Stand. Play on.
Cripps forward to the ball. Dunkley.
Carlton, Cripps.
He's hidden away a free kick.
Kemp's forward with a mismatch on Zorko at the minute in the pocket.
Who can get on the end of this? Harris Andrews with a fist. Zorko's been everywhere. Answorth. Measuring ball's good to Berry.
Daisy, you pointed that out. Zorko on camp, he just used his body work and got to the crumb himself.
Neal pokes it forward. It's only Wiedering in the area. He's able to pick that off. Looked to Saad, but he was closed down, so over the top to Young.
And that's twice now Jacob Wiedering's got the ball. He's almost begging for someone to break. Get to the open side, take a chance. It's so stagnant. He's got nowhere to go and then has to just try and manufacture something.
Build it away from Mackay. Ainsworth and Cripps were there. Starcevic tackled by Hollins.
Jack Payne's just made his way up from the tunnel. He's on the bench. He's got a left knee strap. He's been off for 12 minutes.
Thanks, Brownie. So Carlton has 4.5 minutes to avoid a very unwanted piece of history. Zorko. That is so clever. Hipwood playing in front. Ball kicked into space. Hipwood over the head of Ashcroft. Hollins and Ashcroft tangle up. Coming across the zippy Fantasia. Takes on Bailey, did well. Got it away. Walsh finds Hewitt. Kemp's the deepest target. Hand pass to Williams. Williams kicks towards the hot spot. Unable to mark Handsworth. Here's Carlton's chance. And Cripper, the skipper. Finally, the Blues have one. Carlton's first goal comes at the 23-minute mark of the second quarter. 56 minutes, nearly 57 minutes into the contest. And Patrick Cripps, if anyone in a time of need was going to deliver it, it was him.
Handovers, mate. Yeah, well done, mate. Very pretty cool.
This is the Hipwood turnover, probably a little bit too cute for what they were after. It's twice in the last 5 minutes, but then up the other end, the line still had another opportunity. There was no communication, and you knew if there was going to be someone to stand up and put one on the score for the Blues, it was going to be the skipper.
Hold.
Let's need more of that.
Warning against Brisbane. Warning against Brisbane. That's a 666 warning against Brisbane, okay? No worries, I'm going to throw it up. Back
Hopefully
this way.
that gives a bit of a spark to the Blues. Get their hands on the ball. Get it going forward again.
Hit an attempt at that. Now Walsh. All the way to the back, Leicester. Numbers again with Brisbane. Bailey
in the back.
Interfered with.
Zach Bailey. Sam, come back on.
Will Ashcroft. About those father-sons, he and Fletcher. And Levi Ashcroft is on his way, Nico, and he's a beauty.
Licking their lips, that prospect, JB.
Yep.
Move it on. Play on.
To half forward, well, almost the wing. It's Morris who elevates but couldn't take it. Newman. Gave it to Cowan. He goes to half forward to Koenig. Some nice intent in the air. And then wants to go fast. Mackay caught at the back, but we've got a ground ball now. And Archie walks it over.
Left. Tom. Oscar.
McInerney to Koenig to go at it. Koenig subbed into the game tactically at the 11-minute mark at the expense of Matt Kennedy. Andrews, awkward kick out of defence. Newman on his non-preferred right. Archie crashes into Cripps. Fantasia Roves, snaps, got it! 2 in a row for the Blues. The drought has been broken. Orazio Fantasia. So they toil away and struggle to score. And in the space of 3 minutes, they kick 2.
And these become the small wins. You just got to try and chip away. Paddy Cripps and his courage from the skipper to stand there. Got absolutely smashed in that contest. But I love this. A little bit of come on, here we go. There's something. You may have to manufacture it. You've been clearly outplayed for a half, but as we saw in round 0, stranger things have happened.
Eye contact.
Taken high.
Brisbane, stand. Play on.
A couple of minutes for Carlton. Wilmot. Morris. Through the hands. Rayner came at it. I reckon Newman's kept that in. Well done. McGovern.
Just wait.
Score review, I think. We might bring it back.
Come on the ball, please.
It does look like it may have been over.
On the mark, we went outside.
Well, it's no score, but we set the ball fully across the goal line.
Score review. Umpire's call is no score. Can we please double check the ball's across the line?
Review complete. Look at this angle. We see the ball's carried across the back of the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Got some good eyes there, Daisy. Pick that from here.
So a behind. And the delays enable Brisbane to get themselves nicely sorted. Sard. Just trying to get themselves now to half-time. Remember, it was a 46-point deficit. First game of the year here. And the Blues ran it down.
Play on touch.
Motlop. Ball held in.
There's a Carlton player down behind play. And that's a real concern.
Yeah, Pittner's gone down after that marking contest right in front of me, and he was clutching at his knee too, which is not great signs.
Yeah, real concern for Mark Pitnet here. Really hasn't moved. Now trying to find his way to his feet. He'll be to the bench for further assessment. Only just a tick under 90 seconds until the half-time break. Here's where it occurred. Initially, and then got a knee to the stomach by the looks of it from Jared Berry. And just the wind knocked out of him. Hewitt through heavy traffic. Newman caught from behind by Rayner. Got it out though, Doherty. And now Walsh. Can Carlton construct again? Hewitt's got to take them on. Off to Walsh, who's full of run. De Koning giving them a bit of a spark. A deep kick to full forward, Mackay! Carlton has flicked some sort of switch. All of a sudden, looking threatening.
They just won the hands on the ball around the contest. They flicked it through. Moves the ball nicely. It's amazing what happens when you kick the ball in quick. Forwards can get a run and jump at it. The defenders are out of position.
You can put this through, it gives Carlton something to work with, something to build on. Some energy heading into half-time. Thoroughly outplayed. Carlton, though, trying to find a way back, but Mackay can't add another major. So it's an 8-goal Brisbane lead.
Well, that's deflating.
That hurts.
You need everything to go right to just be back in it, to try and sell the belief, even if you're not 100% committed to believing it yourself. And that's a massive let-off.
Ted Rainey, we heard from the umpire, gets a push, and that probably see the scoring out for the half. It's been absolutely brilliant from the Lions. That miss is big.
Welcome to half-time, brought to you by Matronics. Here at the Gabba, a little bit of argy-bargy. Save your energy, Georgie. Save your energy. You're going to need it in the second half. A 9-2 first half. Patrick Cripps and Horacio Fantasia kicked the last 2 goals of the game. Otherwise, this was heading into the most embarrassing territory of all for the Carlton Football Club. The Brisbane Lions, quite simply, have been superb, boys. Jonathan Brown, Nathan Buckley and Jack Revolt. This is a beautiful tune-up at the moment.
It's a 60 to zip at one stage. I think, guys, you were working furiously behind the scenes trying to work out the half-time stats.
1903 was the lowest half-time score. It was 2 points. At one stage, we were staring that down, but they didn't score too late. They were 46 points down early in the year and got their way back into it. Doesn't look like it at the minute.
They won inside 50s that quarter, Carlton, unbelievably. And Brisbane have had 30 insides, Carlton have had 24. but the scoreboard looks terrible. Like in general play, yeah, the Lions have controlled it for the most part. Carlton being able to kick the last 2 goals gives them
the scoreboard flatters Carlton, which is an extraordinary thing to say.
Bizarre, isn't it? And you can just see the panic that's setting in. And now it's frustration from Carlton. There was a moment where Akers runs through and has a miss kick. And 3 Carlton players, Harry McKay was one, their heads just dropped. They just dropped down and you could see that the energy had been sapped out of them. They found too late. But at the moment, this is just one-way traffic. It's a training drill at the moment for the Brisbane Lions.
It is, and it was embarrassing for most of that first half, let's be honest. And let's go to the Pepsi halftime highlights, and you won't be surprised to know that this is all about the Brisbane Lions. So let's concentrate and celebrate them. I mean, they had a first half that was just about perfect in every single way. They've been pressured. They pressured up beautifully behind the ball. They've been solid, and then in front of the ball, they've been able to hit the scoreboard.
That was the first goal of the day. I think you're right, guys. Pressure. Chris Fagan put it on the table with Cam Mooney before the game. Jack, they thought that part of the game dropped off the last few weeks. You're going to go all the way through in the final series. Pressure has to come up.
Yeah, it is. And you think that the amount that Brisbane have dominated, obviously, with the scoreboard and the time in possession, like over 55% with the ball. They're leading tackles as well at the moment. So Carlton can't even lay a tackle. They're +9 in the tackle area as well. So they've got it, and then also they're getting it back by using tackles and pressure is exactly what you're talking about there.
Yeah, they're up by 6 at clearance. They've had 7 goal kickers. Their defenders are absolutely controlling the game, intercept marking and then changing angles.
Centre bounce, they're playing good.
Centre bounce, they've smashed them. Paddy Cripps is the only player, like Brisbane have 13 players that are the highest ranked. Only Paddy Cripps is the only Carlton player amongst them. And after he took a contested mark and kicked a goal, late in the quarter.
Have a look at these numbers. So this is the sort of things you want to see when you're entering the finals, not the stuff that we saw last night for the Bulldogs, which were year-long worsts. These are some of the best they've had for the year. You know, they're points for turnover, which we love and rate really highly. Scores per inside 50. So all these numbers are magnificent.
Yeah, and this is Brisbane at their best, Brownie. We spoke about it probably off air, actually, that probably goal kicking is the thing that's kept Brisbane out of the top 4. Now, I know there's 6 teams or 5 teams back looking at this performance tonight going, well, maybe they are a challenger. Maybe their football, their best football, can take them all the way. They were so close last year. They are just absolutely walloping Carlton at the moment.
It's a soft kill, isn't it? It's a soft kill.
It's a good tune-up, that's what it is.
Matty Kennedy was subbed out halfway through that second quarter. 8 of his teammates have had less touches than he's had.
Yeah, he's unlucky.
He was 6 blokes that didn't play last week either, Bucks.
That was tactically, that was about trying to change it up in some shape or form, and they had to, so there was just not much to go to.
Number 1 in D50 and inside 50 team in the competition. I just want to show this bit of vision because I'm casting my mind ahead to how far they can go. Look at the young blokes involved in this, if you don't mind. So it starts with Ashcroft.
In the right spot.
In the right spot, pushing hard. And then look at some of the names involved here. So I love what's coming through here. Morris gets involved. Wilmot runs off half-back. So there's 3 super talented young kids that, yes, this goes the way it's going to go. Are going to come up against the GWS side, and I reckon they're going to put their chest out and say, bring it on.
Yeah, I think it's been one of the underrated things to the Brisbane Lions is the emergence of these younger players. A lot's been taught about Ashcroft, but Wilmot's a star. There's several others, Fletcher there as well. A lot of these guys played in grand finals last year as well, so they've got the benefit of finals experience. They've been more exposed this year because of the early season injuries for the Lions.
Let's go down to Cam Mooney on the boundary line moons. Everything's fallen into place beautifully. Their intercept game is elite.
Yeah, look, Carlton would absolutely ruin the fact that they didn't start De Koning for mine, boys. When he came on and went forward, he gave them a little bit of spark down there, gave them a contest. Because in that first quarter alone, particularly in that first 10 minutes, it felt like the game went away from Carlton because they just allowed Brisbane too many intercept marks. 9 intercept marks in the first quarter alone. And a lot of those were in their forward half because their big key forwards just didn't give enough effort in the air. They didn't compete. I would be filthy if I was a Carlton supporter and my forwards brought that intensity to a first final in the first 10 minutes of a game. I thought it was really ordinary. I'm speaking to 3 really great forwards up there, and you guys know you cannot allow defenders to take uncontested marks. It absolutely kills your midfielders. It kills everybody, one of your teammates. When you get the ball in there, we know how hard it is to get it in there. But when your forwards aren't competing in the air and aren't bringing that ball to ground, at least that is really hurtful for the group. So Dakota coming on, I thought was an excellent move. I want him to start forward and play forward for the rest of the game, because for mine, they were a tall short, boys. So maybe, just maybe, there's a little bit of life in them yet.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because Charlie Curnow is the one we expect to play, and shocked that Sam Doherty is playing. So Doherty out there tonight, so Curnow must have been crook for him not to be out there tonight, because they have been absolutely smashed in the airways.
Any chance that those last 2 goals could just get them rolling a bit?
No chance, but I'm biased, obviously, Gary. Ironic too, Harry Mackay sunk the Lions here with that beautiful set shot in the opening round.
I think the game will even up as it goes along, but that'll be because Brisbane will go into preservation mode as the game gets.
If they want to get back
towards
into the
end.
game, Carlton, they're at 163 pressure at the moment. That is poor. So if you want to start somewhere, it starts in the middle, and it starts with tackles, it starts with pressure. That gets you back into the game, gives you some sort of hope.
Their midfield's been poor, because we come into the game, so how are they going to win? They're going to turn into a stoppage battle, and they just haven't been able to create that whatsoever, because they really didn't have any injuries in the centre square squad.
They've got to fire a shot, Brownie, because right now they're in danger of being remembered for this game only in the course of a long season. We'll take a break. World Surfing League Finals start when they start tonight on Fox 505.
All right, there we go. Half time. Brisbane Lions just lead Carlton, I should say, not Hawthorn. Just lead Carlton. It's the Lions just here at the Gabba, 9-7-61 to Carlton, 2-1-13. That's right, 2-1-13. At least the Blues are kicking reasonably straight. Only one behind on the board so far up to half time. That's not too bad. I tell you what, at least they're on the board. I won't tell you my re-team because they're in the National League. Oh, there you go, Paul. Good stuff. Good. Port have got to do something. Yeah, I think. I can't see any way Port can absolutely get close to Hawthorn, and especially if Dixon's in. Dixon, when we saw him, was it Thursday night? Was it the first final Thursday night? Dixon struggled to even go for the ball, and then there was absolutely no second effort or third effort. He was like a statue. So I think Port, for one, they've got to drop Dixon and put someone else in his place to give them actually a little bit of a chance, opportunity, have a little bit of run, create a bit of space, all that type of stuff. But there we go. Mike's mind's still on yesterday's match. That's right. But you know what, Ungie, it's not, because we're going to just quickly duck over and have a look at the stats. This is just for you. We're going to have a look at the stats. We are going to have a look at the stats. Let's have a look at the stats. The leading disposal get out on the ground. So far up until half-time here at this close game at the Gabba. Of course, Dane Zorko leading the way with 19. 15 kicks. He's having a pretty good game, the old stager there. 15 kicks, 4 handballs, 4 marks, 2 tackles. Darcy Wilmot. There we go. 15. Look at the rest of them all with 15. Hugh McCluggage, don't forget your luggage. Jared Berry on 15 there, all for the Lions, and of course the ones leading the way for the Blues. George Hewitt and Paddy Cripps both on 15. Paddy Cripps kicking the goal for the Blues. There we go. Nick Newman, 14. Ashcroft. Sam Walsh, very quiet there for the Blues. Just 10, 3 kicks, 7 handballs. He needs to lift. He needs to lift big time. Adam Sard there with 8. Eric Hepwood, 8 possessions, 5 and 3. Doing his job. Sam Doherty hasn't played for about a century. Got into this game. 8 disposals, 6 kicks, 2 handballs. What else has he had? He's had a mark and a couple of tackles. So at least he's touched the ball. Wiedering's a little bit quiet for the amount of time the ball's been down in the back 50 there for the Blues, just a 7. Who else have we got? Joey Danaher. He was a little bit quieter in that second term, I think. I think he was pretty good in the first one. 4 kicks. It's surprising to see he's had 3 handballs. There you go. He's kicked a couple, though. He's a crazy cat, Joey Danaher. You got to like him. Cam Rayner has taken the mark of the night. He took a specky. He took a screamer. Not as good as Isaac Heaney's today. He was up there with the heavens, Isaac Heaney today. But Cam Rayner was a Ubuti Jezelenko. It was a fantastic mark. 6 possessions. He's been quiet. He's been quiet. I tell you what, if he comes to life, this margin could blow out. Let me keep going down. There's Harry Mackay. There's Harry Mackay for you. For the Blue Baggers, only the 4 touches, 3 kicks, 1 behind. Charlie Cameron, only 3 touches, 3 kicks, but he's kicked 1-1. I thought a game like this would have been right up his alley and he would have been able to exploit Carlton very well, but hasn't really done so far at the moment. Leading goal scorers on the ground, we've got Cam Rayner, Joey Danaher, 2 each for the Brisbane Lions. We've got Logan Morris, Lohman, Charlie Cameron, Zach Bailey, Archie, all single goal scorers for the Lions. And of course, Fantasia and Cripps, only 2 goal scorers there for the Blues. What's Kemp's stats? All right, let's go down and find him. Let's go down and find him. If you tell him, let me know. Let's have a look for Kemp. Where are you, Kemp? Brody Kemp. There we are, Brody Kemp. Right down there, he's only had 3 touches, 2 kicks, 1 handball, 1 mark. That is all. Tell you what, not a great deal, is he? That's it. 3. Just for the fantasy points. That probably doesn't really matter at the moment. Just in case you like to have a look. Hugh McCluggage. Oi, don't forget your luggage. 80. Tops the table. All right, that's those stats. Let's have a look at the team stats. I can't believe the disposals. It's only 22 the difference to the Lions. 22 the difference to the Lions. And the pure domination. There we go. Can't get enough hands on their ball, but they're doing nothing with it. That's what it tells me. The kicks, Lions well ahead there, 24. And just 2 handballs. Inside 50s, only 6 the difference. 30 insides for Brisbane. For 16 scoring shots. That's a good stat. That's good in anyone's books. 16 scoring shots inside 50, 30 times. Carlton inside 24 for 3. Holy Toledo Batman. Disposal efficiency around the ground. Brisbane doing it well. Carlton not too bad, 68, but inside 50, 25%. You've got to get better than that. Free kicks, not too much happening there. 7-6. Hit outs, Lions by 6. Clearances, Lions by 6. Centre clearances, Lions dominating in that area, 9-2. Stoppage clearances, 14-15. Contested possessions, pretty even there, uncontested. That's the Lions by, 23. Turnovers, well, reasonably similar there, 33-37. All right, let's have a quick look at the marks, and then we'll get back down to the commentators, because they're more interesting than me. The Lions, 62-34. They just had control of the ball. They've got their game working. What marks inside 50? Have a look at that. Marks inside 50. 10-2. Lions just about already on their season's average, whereas Carlton, well, they're not doing too well, are they? Contested marks 11-7. Brisbane better in the air. Let's have a look at the defensive tackles. Lions tackling better in every area, every department. 37-29. Tackles inside 50. That's just the pressure that the Lions are putting on. The perceived pressure. Carlton, pressure. This is the finals. This is the finals. This isn't the home and away. This isn't the home and away. Whereas if you lose, you come back next week. This is the finals. This is an elimination final. If you lose, you're gone. Come on. Get a little bit more pressure happening. We want to see that in the second half. 48 points. Nothing is impossible. The 1%ers, look at that. 24-15 1%ers. Brisbane doing it all. Let's get it back over there. Listening to you, Mike. Sana, good stuff. What's that? It's like, I like hearing a lecture theatre. My gosh. Gee, you can just call me Professor. Oh, I know. My gosh, I got to get a little bit more, I don't know, lively in the stats calls or something like that. I don't know. Thanks, Hunky. I appreciate that. I tell you what, it makes me feel a little bit clever, a little bit smart. I feel smart now that it's like you're listening to a lecture. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. There we go. What did I miss? Did Carlton kick 2 goals after Brisbane went into the change rooms? Yeah, I think Carlton actually got those 2 goals. I think there was a sausage sizzle. Brisbane Lions, they all just ducked down to Bunnings, grabbed a snag, and they come back. Carlton still only put on 2 goals and kicked it behind while there was no one there. So there we go. I tell you what. Welcome in, Ebony B. How you going, Ebony? Thanks for coming in. It's a little bit of a shellacking in this game up until half-time at the moment. 48-point leaders, the Brisbane Lions. 9-7-61, 2-1, 13 to the Blue Baggers. I don't know. That's right. Look, you got to stay humble. You got to stay humble in the footy, whether you're winners or losers, because sometimes you get those people go, you know, blah, 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 your team missed the finals, my team are in it. And then they cop a shellacking. Yeah, got to stay humble. Got to stay humble. There we go. Who's that? I know your team, Paul. Central Coast Mariners. Unsa? There we go. I don't know. I don't know much about the soccer. But you know what? Anyway, let's get out of this lecture and get back to the commentators, and they'll take us into the second half of this fantastic game here, where it's the Lions by a lot.
And ultimately win the game. They've been poor.
Yeah, I want to see Brisbane pour it on. They've had 7 goal kickers to this point. Yeah, another 3 or 4 or 5 guys, couple of midfielders, high backs, get on the scoreboard.
I'll be looking at the grandstands, Gary. You wouldn't believe it. I saw Carlton supporters leaving at the 13-minute mark of that second quarter. I want to see who the tried and true Carlton supporters are that hang around for that little sniff, that little glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, they can get back into this game.
That's got to happen straight away. Dane Zorko, the oldest All-Australian only a couple of weeks ago, has been absolutely superb off the back half once again.
Yeah, no doubt. Well supported by Darcy Wilmot.
He's been terrific.
The younger version of Dane Zorko, no doubt about it, but he's been outstanding. Composed all day. Was in the game early, Gaz. Was able to get important touches and set up the field for the Lions and help them move the ball.
We've got a great vantage point to watch him go about his business. He's got a starting point and he works off his opponent.
Well, he doesn't need any help to be an impact on the game. His player played behind the ball, allowed him to run around on his own through the middle of the field to the first quarter, and then he was prolific throughout the second quarter as well.
48 points is the margin. 85 was the first final in favour of the Cats. Are we going to see that top tonight?
I don't think they're going to be able to close the margin much more than this, the Blues.
Well, we're going to find out. If Carlton are going to make a move, they're going to have to make it early and try and hit the scoreboard. You're right. They pride themselves as a stoppage team, Brownie. 9-2 out of the middle in favour of Brisbane in that first half. It was embarrassing for them. The Coney's in there. Hewitt is in there. You got Patrick Cripps in there. And Chera as well. So
no excuses, all the big guns, guys.
No excuses whatsoever. Let's see if the Coney can jump over the top. And they've got to get more attacking too. They've got to take a few risks off the back half. And it's not cheating, but when you're 48 points down and there's no tomorrow, you've got to maybe take some liberties here.
He's all strapped up, TDK. There isn't one part of his leg that's not strapped up. He's the money. But he's the type of bloke who can throw himself around.
Jack Payne has been subbed out. He's got an MCL at the moment, which is not great news. So that's the only downer right now for the Brisbane Lions. Big second half coming up. Can Carlton get themselves back in the contest?
Have kicked the last 2 goals of the game after they trailed by 60.
Coning down. Bring some energy into that centre of the ground here for Carlton. Great mark, Archie. Such a clever player.
He's got a great set of hands for that medium to half forward. He's got a great work rate, gets in the right position, but just how he used his body here just to push back. Very strong set.
Has one from the set shot. JD across the face. They're behind to start the second half.
McGovern to bring the ball back into play. Goes very long, and Leicester, uncontested, comes flying through to mark.
Well, they've done their homework, the Lions. That's a set play designed to go to Paddy Cripps in a one-on-one. The ball did have too much hang time, but still, 3 Lions players descending on it.
Wilmot hacks it forward. McGovern in the road. He brings it out. Hewitt sets something up for Carlton off the half-back line.
Looked inboard, wasn't anything on. Nice mark, Kemp.
Back 2 metres, Ryan. Stand. Play on, mate.
Drops it for Chera.
Stand. Play on.
Mackay, one out. Andrews, a superb one-on-one defender. His ball's touched, so Williams is going to have to work it out. Lohman had a piece of him. And he thumps Chera over the line. It's a push.
Yeah, free kick's been played. Stand quiet. Stand.
Very dirty Sharon. Koning, ground level. Never going to get the bounce, and Jasper Fletcher was happy to see it through, although they're going to have a look and see if it got a piece of the post.
Okay, let's go to score review and check, okay? All right, we believe it's out of bounds. Yeah, please check it, hit the behind post.
Out of bounds, could we just check it in across the boundary post?
Would be on the way.
Umpire could not have had a better view, but he was on the wrong side, so hard to work out from there.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball's touched into the behind post. Decision on the scoreboard.
Just a small deflection there by the looks of things.
Can we throw in?
So a boundary throw in.
Wait.
Carlton in attack.
Throw it in.
Down at the school end of the Gabba. They have been schooled tonight. Cripps trying to get dangerous to Coney. Have it straight to Dunkley. Dunkley clears. McGovern. Laner at the back. Here's Doherty to DeConey. He has had an influence, DeConey, since coming on in the second quarter.
Just another nice option to have ahead of the ball, and with his size, really draws the attention of the ball user going inside forward 50.
Tom DeConey not going to take the shot. Kicks to the hot spot for the Flyers. Micaiah. Fantage's hand pass pitched by Starcevic. He brings the lines clear. Young and Hipwood. Young out points Hipwood.
Starting to win some nice one-on-ones here, the Blues. They're able to translate that into the scoreboard. Dumps it nicely. Really nice kick from Young.
Jared marks here.
Sets up a shot on goal from Hewitt.
Just pulled the kick late. Looked like he was going to go long and then just dropped into that little hole. Hewitt put his body on the line. Thought there was contact coming. There's a good start from Carlton. A couple good strong marks centre forward. Some smart entries.
George Hewitt. That is good. Three in a row. $43 points. It's under that first round deficit that Carlton mowed down.
This is the advantage of winning the territory battle. That's Ball coming back in and out in play. Set up beautifully behind the footy for the Blues on that occasion. Just a clever kick to a pocket of space. I think Paddy Cripps may have been the intended target. But Hewitt, sensing that Paddy Cripps had been locked out, took the mark. A nice finish.
The Carlton fans are getting a little more involved, rallying behind their team, which appears to be rallying itself. Hewitt's good hands. Taken by McKenna.
Had two options there to give a handball. Hewitt had two runners going by. Would have been a much better inside 450 entry.
Turned over. McGovern skids it inside 50. That was not a good kick. Zorko goes to ground, knocks it out the side. Doherty's here for the Blues. To Walsh. Back to Hollands. His kick superbly smothered by Dunkley. But he gets it back and gives to Hewitt. Hewitt back inside the 50. Was Hollands pulled down? Motlop kicked it straight to Andrews. And then barreled McKenna. It comes towards Kemp. He's tackled. Ball dislodged. Lions come free through Zorko, but just able to get there Loman when there was half the thought of a Carlton free kick for insufficient intent.
This is what Michael Voss would have been after from the first bounce. At least he's getting it at the start of the third quarter. The intent, the physicality. They've been able to use the ball. They've had 5 uncontested marks to 1. All the play in their forward half.
First time in the game, the Lions have had to seriously defend, and they're at it again. Walsh, slicing run. Hewitt on the left. 4 in a row, Blues. Elijah Hollands, it was. Elijah Hollands with a sublime finish. They are back in this game of footy. In a big way. 4 straight.
Well, there's a little bit of belief in the Carlton camp. Walsh, beautiful clearance, giving it over. With 15 of the last 17 inside 50s have gone to the Blues. And that's the thing, they've got belief because the Brisbane Lions are the highest scoring first half team and they're the lowest scoring second half team. So they've definitely got a sniff, they've got some belief. And listen to that crowd, they're right behind them.
15 of the last 19 inside 50s for Carlton. Newman knocked it out. Hollands flicks it cleverly. Akers, Newman. Carlton looks a new side. Some transformation. Mackay on the end of this. What has come over Carlton? And where was it before? Blues fans say, we'll take it now.
Just energised. Just the decision-making, getting out the front of stoppage, picking and making the right decision, making Brisbane actually make a defensive decision. It was so passive in that first half. Now there's a handball, you're not sure. There's runners getting involved. This is a massive kick.
Harry Mackay. Can he find an accurate set shot? There is no debating. Carlton is coming back. The Blues went for the best part of a half without scoring. They have now kicked 5 unanswered goals. The big margin was 60 points into time on of the second term. It is now 31, and Carlton has serious momentum.
There's Newman in the middle, walking around, had time and space, but Harry Mackay staying on the move, knew where the space was going to be, especially with the left footer who can pull it across his body. But this is a lively start from Carlton. We talk about the prelim last year, how 50% of the crowd was Carlton. It sounds louder tonight.
26 minutes since the Lions last kicked a goal. Hard to believe they were 10 goals up. Neil, bouncing ball, Archie, beautifully trapped, but the handball misses. Little things starting to go the Blues' way. Akers.
supporters starting to find their voice down here, getting very loud. There's more urgency on the Carlton bench too when players are coming on and off the ground. They can sense it.
Wood outside. Go high and long. Pumped away from Mackay, and Akers can't keep it in.
JB, we spoke in the first half about Carlton's inability to hit targets with their foot. It's now turned over the Brisbane Lions. A team that was able to hit it at will. They're going at 42% in this third quarter by foot. Give them the ball back to the Blues.
And that's on pressure. This is the first time they've actually sensed any pressure, the Lions players, because in that first half of the footy, they just did whatever they wanted.
Put it out. Akers. You get some more territory.
Well, it looks like they're happy to take that Harry Mackay, Harris Andrews matchup. They're looking to play a defensive role on Andrews in that first half. Wasn't working. He was still having a massive impact. So now he actually has to defend rather than just going where he wants, knowing where the forward was behind him.
So that time in forward half is now all the Blues. Long ball down the line. Wiedering, clean bowl. Cameron. Morrison now.
Well, this is smart by Michael Voss. With Jack Payne going out with an injury, they've gone. Tom de Kooning's now playing forward. Mackay's playing forward. They're trying to reach, trying to stretch that Brisbane Lions defence that are undermanned. Just as you say that, Michael Voss decides to take him off the ground, so that theory's gone there, Daisy.
Shallow throw in. McInerney takes it out of the ruck. Akers dropped it in the tackle from Ashcroft. A Brisbane free kick.
Back to leader. Thank you, that's it. Push out.
This highly talented youngster, Will Ashcroft. So the other two Lions playing their first finals of kick goals. Ashcroft won't attempt to kick one here. To the pack. Good hands. Young has had some decent moments for Carlton. Oh, he's marking Jules. Newman starting to get himself into the game. Now Elijah Hollins.
How brave do they want to be from here? Andrews. Mackay just lost his footing. To Bailey. Ashcroft. Morris. Good run and jump at the ball.
It's on the back of that turnover, but I don't mind it. You have to continue to roll the dice if you're the Blues. Mackay slipped over. It was going to be a contest. Continue to ask questions.
In half an hour since the last Lions goal, as you can see, this should go in the book. Oh, no. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we were just starting to wonder, would Brisbane be getting nervous yet about what Carlton was starting to do? And I think that is the answer right there. Motlop.
It's been this ground. Round 22 against GWS, round 24 against Essendon. Both in accurate games.
Mackay had a couple to beat. It gets to the back. Fletcher there first. Good hand pass to McCluggage, to McKenna. McKenna not too sure what to do with it. He kicks to a one-on-one that Wiedering should win. Archie somehow made the spoil back with a flight. Rayner all on his own inside 50. Lohman. He's mown down almost by Sardis. Missed by Bailey. It is unravelling despite the still significant lead for Brisbane. There are jitters.
What is happening?
He's missed his boot. That is an air swing from the goal line. Terrific effort from Akers to get back. Sliding across, fully committed. But the slight hesitation from Lohman to give the first one.
Lester with a thump.
If you weren't certain before, Al, if they're starting to feel the pressure, I think you can categorically go with it now. But this is the man. He's somebody who can really, the longer this game goes, he's your follow-up link player. He'll be breaking lines, got the engine to match. and the ball use decision making always first rate.
Here he is, Dave. Handball forward to Motlop. Followed up here, Walsh. Starcevic found that ball tough to handle. Just got to dump it back down the line. Hit a net. Now it's Ashcroft. Rayner with room to move. Almost Lohman. Bailey has to result in the Lions goal. Archie. Finally, Archie with his second. First goal in over half an hour.
Well, this is Zach Bailey coming in from the side. Just the composer, not to rush it, not to throw it onto the boot to find Hipwood. He had to make up from that last one. Effort 2 minutes ago where he missed his boot in the goal square, but this is something they really need. Daisy, you mentioned it before, the fact that they were feeling the pressure. Carlton were coming at them, the expectations of winning the game. Faltering in this third quarter, but they needed that.
So that ends the run of 5 consecutive Carlton goals. Hewitt, though, the clearance to Cripps. Cripps inside 50 onto the chest of Kemp. Key players for Carlton are lifting.
And it's just an energy that wasn't there in that first half. Regardless of how the opposition are going, your effort, your ability to find a way to stay involved should never waver, and it arguably had, but to their credit, they found something.
So Kemp to bring it back to 33 again. He had missed it badly. Pushes it right. To 38. Take every opportunity afforded to them, the Blues.
Coat. Long for Bailey. Really good mark. Hits the ground running. Young Towers is coming down. Quick release kick. Howard. Read it best.
That's just the poor inside 50. You realise that Carlton had an extra back. Just sat it up into no one's real advantage apart from the defender.
It's a little bit of getting caught up in the quick play. You still have to assess what's ahead.
A bit of control ball down the outer side here, Hollins. To Coney. As Al Nicholson said, he has had impact since coming on as the sub. Kemp. They get out the back, a little fumble. But then back onto it was Durden. And a ball up.
Here we go. Tom, go.
Hewitt's had 6 disposals in this quarter. Coning the tap down. Cleared by Berry. A bouncing ball to the wing. It gets past Morris. Big Oscar bends down a long way to get it to Morris. His kick partially smothered. Williams taps it to McGovern. McGovern closed down to Wiedering, to Akers. Off to Walsh. The Blues coming again. Back to Akers. Bounces it towards the half-forward flank. Hollins is there. Basketball bounced and it didn't come back. Starcevic gets it. And clears back to the wing to Lohman. And Lohman moves it on, and now the counter is on for Brisbane through McCluggage. He dishes it off. Hipwood to Danaher. Joe for home. No good. It's end-to-end at the moment.
This is what I like from Carlton, the last centre bounce. They had their high half forwards going in. They left that big space just out in front of their forwards, so they had so much room to lead from. And when you're playing the defensive role with Kemp on Harris Andrews, he started behind and was able to duck in front of him.
That's on 5.
Patient, Young.
Stand.
Fine, Williams. Now across the ground, Wiedering. It's Closed down by Cameron, so it has to go back from whence it came. 15-metre penalty helps.
It's been Carlton's ability to take away the uncontested marks in this third term that's really helped them. Just the 10 marks for Brisbane. They haven't been able to control the tempo.
And they're getting their own looks, Brownie.
McGovern.
This is exactly the same story as opening round.
Williams. Mackay with a hand in. Taccone came crashing into the ground ball.
Well, the Blues have taken the 25 uncontested marks and shifting, as we saw there, shifting that defence of Brisbane.
There by McInerney. Williams and Hipwood. Hipwood took Williams out and took possession, then kicked it into Young. Akers collects the ricochet. Big O up, can't mark. Cripps with Dunkley on his hammer. Back to Walsh. Walsh's kick touched. Mackay. McKenna. Neal. And now the Lions through Archie's courts. He was mown down like Michael Voss going after a young car thief.
Push out, Eric! Eric out!
Sammy Walsh is having a real impact. These are the efforts. We've seen him ball in hand coming out the front of stoppage. Doing it both ways.
Just a 1v2 here. Always going to be tough for Harry Mackay, but they get a deep ball in.
I reckon that was a kick for a stoppage. They set them up now. They're putting that much pressure on the Lions defence. They've fumbled every time they've got it. They've had Carlton players in their face. They're set up behind the ball.
How keen is Cripps to keep the ball in? He does nicely. Akers. Through comes Mackay with real presence. Hack ball here for Sard. They're having to defend very grimly here, the Lions. Doherty. McKenna. Splays it wide, and the Lions will take that.
Time definitely a concern for Carlton, as much as they have lifted. Starting to get some decent looks. 3 goals to 1 in this quarter. Bailey pursues it. Thumps it up the wing, back with the flight. Newman. Looks to the corridor, not much on offer there. Newman will go short to McGovern.
Cripps trying to get forward at every opportunity now. Currently unopposed inside forward 50. Dunkley just gone to sleep a little bit.
Doherty coming up for possession number 12 on return. The high one. Mackay's got a run at this. Couldn't quite take the mark. Ground level. Tries to knock it out. They spill in. A ball up. Just under 4 minutes until three-quarter time, and the margin stands at 39.
Neal cleverly winding up with Bailey. Danaher just unable to keep it in, Carlton.
This is just a poor setup from a defensive half stoppage for the Brisbane Lions. Look at all the forwards. They're on the inside corridor. Carlton are going to push and put pressure on you. Bailey's had to surge it. The forwards need to come up to be able to create a contest.
It was 60 points to zip. Early stages, second term. In fact, mid stages, second term. Since then, there's 5 unanswered for Carlton, and then the Archie goal has just settled things a little for Brisbane, but they are looking nowhere near as assured as they did an hour ago. Doherty flicks it to Cripps. Nice body step, Chera. Cripps will get it back here. Great tackle from Neal. Had to stick that, and he did. Bailey got it away. Ashcroft, McCluggage. Over the top here to Morris. Lurking in the pocket is Danaher.
Too smart from Joe. Take the 30. Let his defence get set up.
Stand, just back a metre.
We need to rush this.
He'll call it. He'll call it.
These are likely the ones that he kicks. The ones 10 metres out straight in front of the ones he normally misses.
Runs around Joe Danaher, that's narrow. 40-point lead.
He wasn't happy with the umpire then. He thought the Carlton defenders crept a little bit too close prior to him kicking.
3 goals, 1 Carlton, 1 goal, 5 Brisbane this quarter. Newman, his best strike. It works. Elijah Hollands, infield to Akers. Elijah kept on running, ran into trouble. Gave it up by hand. Answorth, though, well tackled by Newman. The umpire quick on the whistle. And a ball up on the wing.
Talking pre-game, Hodgie, about the inaccuracy from the Lions. 8-16 against the GWS Giants. 11-21 against Essendon.
They're out again. Cripps to Walsh. Walsh to Mackay. Bounce, said the umpire. And the Carlton fans were right there.
Free kick.
Oh, free kick for Brisbane.
Yeah, Cripps ran through Joe Berry off the ball.
That's not a good call. That was a mark.
Yeah, that's stiff for Harry Mackay, and then the free against gives the Lions the ball.
Stand. Come on, Dan. Out behind. Follow him. Follow. Play on.
Indecision here for Berry, but then a high one. To the back, Hipwood. Wiedering so resolute. Hewitt had to make that work. He did well. Walsh getting busy. Cowan. Blues forward again. Here comes De Koning. Great late fist from Leicester.
Just needed to continue to run through the line of the ball there. Tommy De Koning, extend the arms, take the ball at the highest point. Decided to go for the chest mark, and Leicester didn't give up. Timely fist.
5th spoil in this game for Leicester. Very dependable. Smacked forward by Pitnet. It's past everyone. So a boundary throw in. Carlton in attack. 1 goal here. Margin under 40. I would feel like they still a bit of a chance.
That was just a brain fade from Cripps. Obviously, the Lions boys are getting into him. You can't do that off the ball. You got 4 umpires for a reason to see that.
Bailey tries to go through. Wilmot caught. Ollie Hollands. Elijah Hollands. He's pressured by Bailey. Ball turned over, and Charlie Cameron has the skates on. A couple of bounces to Ashcroft. Back to Cameron. The crowd waits. The crowd hopes and watches. And he kicks it straight to Wiedering.
Been superb, Jacob Wiedering. As he has for pretty much all of season 2024. It's why he's an All-Australian squad member 4 times. Would have been wondering if that jacket was ever going to end up in the cupboard. Richly deserved. De Koning will mark this.
Yeah, he's been super dependable for those 5 years, but I love the way now that he actually takes a chance with the ball in hand. It's been the extra development in his game.
Going to go here through Hewitt. Mackay has a little step on Andrews. Elijah Hewitt comes in and might just about do us. 40 points. Is that a bridge too far, or can Michael Voss conjure something at 3/4 time? Siren will sound. What's he got? points for the Lions at three-quarter time.
Three-quarter time here, folks. There we go. And of course, we're going to do the stats here for Stay Hunky and Bianca. We know they love the stats. Fidget 1764. I tell you what, we're hoping for another couple of quick goals there from the Blues. They were talking about a 46-point deficit Carlton came back from early in the year to beat Brisbane. So it sort of, well, it was looking like a little bit like Carlton were coming back. Start of that third quarter, they went bang, bang, bang. And, then, well, Brisbane settled the ship with the goal and Carlton couldn't continue that run. Would have been nice to see them get a couple of extra goals, get the score somewhere up around 48, 50, and give themselves a real big shot at this game. 40 points, though. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a tight margin. Brisbane score a goal or two goals. That'll definitely put it out of reach. Carlton, they definitely did look better. That's how they should have played the first half of the game. That is for sure, like they did in the third quarter. 3 goals, 1 in that quarter. The Blues to 1 goal, 5 the Lions. Carlton winning that quarter. Thank goodness. Well done, Carlton. All right, we're not going to do too much stats. We just want to have a little bit of a look at, of course, the disposal getters out there. Who's leading the way? George Hewitt leads the way out there for Carlton on 25. He's having not too bad of a game. Look at that, 25. He's had 12 kicks, 13 handballs, 4 marks, 3 tackles. He's kicked a goal as well. Paddy Cripps, well, he's given it a good hard go, Paddy. But, it's just hard when he hasn't got the cattle around him. 22, 17 kicks, 5 handballs, 4 marks, 2 tackles. Now that's Dane Zorko. Paddy Cripps is 23, 8 kicks, 15 handballs, 1 mark, 3 tackles and a goal. Dane Zorko not going too bad, the old Squire. I think he had a bit of a quiet third term there. 22 touches. There we go. Hugh McCluggage, don't forget your luggage. Still on 20. Sam Walsh lifted his game there. Of course, he needs to lift his game. I think the best thing for Carlton in this quarter is keep on going. And at least, if you're going to lose the game, lose it with your heads held high. Come home strong. And at least give your fans a little bit to cheer for, even if you don't get over the line. Sam Doherty returned to the Carlton side. 13 touches. Not too bad for him so far. He stayed healthy in this game. So all going well for Sam Doherty. There we go. 9 kicks, 4 handballs. 3 marks, 2 tackles for him. Wiedering there on 11. Hipwood with 11. Hipwood yet to score. Tom DeConing there on 10. Adam Sard on 9. Cam Rayner, still a quiet game from him, although he's kicked a couple of goals. He's had 8 disposals, 5 kicks, 2 goals. Jesse Motlop, a little bit quiet, isn't he? Just the 6 disposals, 4 kicks, 2 handballs. Yeah, there you go. Brody Kemp down there, still just the 6 touches, 4 kicks, 2 handballs, 3 marks, and 1 behind. There we go, there we go, there we go. 3 multiple goal scorers out there. Who's kicking the goals? Well, it's Cam Rayner, Danaher, and Achee. They're the multiple goal scorers for Brisbane. Logan Morris, Mackay, Lohman, Hollins, Hewitt, Fantasia, Cripps, Cameron, and Bailey, all with 1 goal. All right, folks, that was a little bit of the stats. Yeah, there you go. All right. That's the Lions, 10-12-72, leading the Blues 5-2-32. It's a 40-point margin to the Lions. Let's get back to the commentators, and they'll take us into the final quarter in just over a minute. Can the Lions run away with this, or can the Blues, well, can they kick a few more? Let's see.
Would be throwing this up at three-quarter time. So these are fourth-quarter differentials in the last 3 weeks. You've got to grab a hold of something, and I don't care what you say. The panic set in for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you put the Essendon one aside because they had that in the bag, but GWS and Collingwood cost them a top 4 berth, and it looked like it was on the cards again, guys, with those early 3 goals. You just have it, and then the paint that's set in. You're right, Logan Morris. He's a young player, he's a young star, but to miss from teammates out directly in front. But it was some of his older teammates as well who were panicking as well. Just certain goals, team them into misses or points or mistakes. Look at that by Zach Bailey.
You know what compounds this, Gary? Carlton's highest scoring quarter this year. Quarter 4, round 15 against Geelong. 55 points they put on the Cats that night in quarter 4. And you talk about Carlton's pressure, and it's been the thing that's been poor for the start of this game. They had eight marks, uncontested marks, Brisbane Lions in that third quarter, and that is their absolute one wood.
What happened, Bucks?
Well, they took it into contest. You know, Carlton's chances around contest. Had 6 forward, 4 to the ball. Ollie Hollands went to Zorko and made him accountable. You take away the easy ball from Brisbane, force it into contest, and that's where Carlton are at their best.
And it makes it easier to pressure. They're up around 200 for the quarter pressure number. Brisbane down around 150 early in that third quarter. They come up half asleep.
They're the worst pressure team in the competition this year, Brisbane Lions.
Have a look at this. So started out well, bounced out of the box, everything's good and rosy. Drops to 181 and 161 in the third quarter.
But it begs the question, what happened early? Like if this was a 20-point margin and you're coming hard, it's a little bit different to being a 40-point margin at three-quarter time. But they've definitely improved their work rate.
Inaccuracy, the biggest issue. They kicked 1 goal 5 in the third quarter, 2 rounds. They've given themselves a little silly sort of a chance.
He's the man though. Cam Rayner is their match winner. He's the one that set up that goal just to settle them.
40 points might be insurmountable, but they're not going to die one ring the Blues.
Canoni. Clean possession, Cowan. Taking in a magnificent tackle.
Come. Let's go. At the back.
Cowan again. He is reefed into the ground.
One move that has worked is Ollie Hollands going to Dane Zorko. Zorko prolific in that first half. Hollands done a good job in that third quarter.
Play on.
Hewitt is possessed. Williams over the top to Hollands with some grass ahead. Mackay gets rid of his man. Illegally.
Go back.
Starcevic.
Play on.
He's not sure where this needs to go. So it'll be the percentage play as far as he can to a big bloke like Oscar McInerney. Wiedering belts it away from him. McCluggage and Walsh. The fall Neil. Zorko. Clever kick. That is outstanding. Rayner. Dunkley. And they get their run and gun going again, Brisbane. Hipwood's got Lohman over the back. The kick is nowhere near where it needed to be. And he's got to get the ball back from the Fresco area as Fagan, sternish sort of a look, but his team 40 clear.
Pitternet, uncontested pretty much in the end, gives it off to Walsh. George Hewitt runs himself into a bit of trouble, then Doherty, a fumble.
Well done, Joe Danaher. Defensively, he's been inconsistent, I guess, over his career, but tonight he's put in a few really good efforts, a couple of turnovers in that first half, and just then didn't get touted for a tackle, but Corral put down the mine and kept the ball on the wing.
No ruckman, so Pitternet able to just ease it down into the path of Cripps. Bouncing ball here, Zorko. Into the corridor, Leicester. Short to Ashcroft. He sits a high one up, Young to fly. McInerney there as well. Lohman over the top. Bailey straightens up and misses.
One goal, one for Zach Bailey.
Charlie, back 2 metres. Thank you.
So, Days, the Blues, have they just got to take every single risk, or is there still method?
There has to be some method, but it's more offensive aggression than it is any sort of want or will to play the passive style. And this is it. Sometimes it's going to have to be made up and sometimes it'll turn over, but just keep having a crack. You may as well go on and lose by 60, 70 points and give yourself a chance.
They've managed to navigate their way out, the Blues, not without risk. Mackay! Harry Mackay can line them up.
But that's exactly what happens. It's not pretty play, but you create something. It's a bit of chaos ball. It sucks the Brisbane line midfielders in. If you can get out the back, at least you can bypass, put the defenders out of roll and give your forwards an opportunity.
And as a defender, you know, Hodgie, when you're behind the ball, you're reliant on what's happening up the field. So you're making decisions as to a pressing decision or where the dangerous space is. When it is made up and the offensive side don't know what they're doing, it's hard to position yourself behind the footy.
Can he give them a flicker of hope, the Blues? Mackay's kick. Pretty good. Got it. A glimmer. So the margin is back under 6 goals. Mackay's kicked a couple. You can see Carlton will be bold with the ball. That last passage of play, it almost broke down on 2 or 3 occasions. Somehow they kept it in motion and got it to their spearhead.
This is what we're talking about. It's by no means perfect or close to it. Brisbane think they've got a play on it. You can see the numbers shifting across. But what it does do is disconnected the midfielders. You can see the big pocket of space in front of Mackay there, and he was good enough to take a good one-on-one grab.
Little toe poke from Cripps. Nice gather from Chera. Room out here for Akers. All sorts of room. The bounce just never, ever sat for him.
A strange decision to put it back on the ground, and every part of it, he was in time and space and almost invited the pressure.
Chera just got it off. Walsh. Mackay got a hand in. Motlop off the ground, missing.
Come out. Middle.
Down the middle goes Zorko and kicks it straight to Saad.
Stand.
Adam Saad surveys what's in front of him and thumps it in long. Out they come. Dunkley out to Zorko. A bender out of defence that Neil runs onto. Hits at pace. Didn't see anything ahead of him. So he treads water a while. Makes it Hipwood's problem. And he negotiates that problem beautifully. Onto the chest of Danaher.
Well done again from Joe Danaher. They needed an option. They needed to get somebody to present up at the ball.
Hipwood this time to Cameron. Cameron to Rayner. Superb ball from Cameron. Cam Rayner, the only one that had a play on it.
Out now.
He forced that then. He made Rayner push to that pocket. Just sat it in a nice weighted kick. It was just really nice ball movement from the Brisbane Lions, building up. There was no risk. First the kick to Danaher and then into Hipwood. Just smart play.
That's it. Stand.
Rayner for his third. It's not going to come round enough.
Yet to 100% put Carlton away. Time is a serious enemy of the Blues. Newman towards to Koning. Lester edged him out. Wilmot, Lester, Neil. Nice step on Walsh. Kicks towards Lyman. Couldn't quite take it. McGovern in a bind. Out to Newman. Back to Cowan. He is almost decapitated. That went through for a goal, but it will come back to Lockie Cowan.
Here.
A high free kick.
No, because it was it's not.
Young's a bit worse for wear.
Stand.
We've got a big knee from Loman. So Cowan. To Newman. They set themselves on the flank. Wilmot there. Elijah Hollands. Doherty sees something he likes. It's to Koning, but he can't hold the mark, and McInerney takes it away.
Rebound, attacking by a great effort. Great effort from Nick Newman going back with the fight. What a terrific mark. Blues through the middle. Walsh. Hollands to the skipper. Akers. And he can kick a clutch goal. We've seen it before.
Staying in zone 1.
To get it under 30 points.
There. Yeah, straight up and down.
Good strike. Good strike. Here we go. Seven of the last 8 to the Blues. Massive Carlton presence in the house tonight.
First was that courageous intercept mark from Newman, but then the link up from the Blues. They know the game's there to be taken. Just take the game on, use hands, run as a group. And then when Akers took that mark, there was no way he was passing it off. He knew he had the capabilities to kick that goal. He backed himself and put it straight through. Down to you, Brownie.
Interesting down here. Michael Voss has gone up to the coach's box to coach out this last quarter, and Ash Hanson's down here on the interchange bench.
Walsh, Fantasia tackle, dispossessed. Zorko pounces. End over end up towards centre half forward. Cameron Sampas knocked down by Cowan. Hipwood gets it. Off to Morris. A high one into the pocket. Out comes Newman. Archie knocked it down. Loman's hand pass didn't hit a target. A chance for Morris, but he is caught. McGovern. These Blues are lifting.
The free kick, play on.
They've left it very late, but they are challenging.
Through the hands of Berry. McKenna. Andrews just speculates with the ground handball. It might work for them. McCluggage. Loman.
Thank you. That's it.
Feels like that's been the difference in the game. Just that connection. The lines, when they've been 60, 70 metres out, have just found the mark so many more times than what the Blues have.
One of the issues with the 29-point deficit late in the game is you've got to find a way to kick 5 yourself, but you've also got to stop the other team from scoring. Loman's got a chance to make it really tough here for the Blues. He gets none of it. Motlop outside of the boot, but straight to Starcevic.
Starcevic spies something he likes. McCluggage right at the extent of his range.
This is where it's so important for Brisbane to kick straight. The last 4 weeks, they've kicked 40 goals, 63. And how many misses? Well, we just saw one then from Kyle Loman. This is where they need a bit of composure from Hugh McCluggage at the top of the goal square for their tools to make a contest, or else back himself to put it through.
McCluggage have to kick this 55 metres. It's right and missing the lot.
40-64.
Shots here.
Akers with the run from behind. Motlop keeps it in. Walsh had to go and find it. And then that's insufficient attempt to keep the footy in play. Happy fans.
You're through. Outside 5. Play on. Sorry.
Again, Loman with a climb. This time McInerney has paid the mark. He's not happy about it.
It did look like Loman had a fair piece of it on the way up.
Clear it out.
Get a good look at it.
Thanks, Nick.
Happy enough if that's a mark.
So big Oscar.
Is he the answer to the goal kicking woes, Hodgie?
He's actually not a bad set shot, but 50 out on that angle might be a bit tough. Maybe top of the goal square.
He nurses it. And Loman! Johnny on the spot. It fell into his lap. And this kick to make it awfully tough for Carlton. Kicks his second. Kyle Loman quickly become a real cult figure. 2 goals in an elimination final is a good return.
This is how it eventuates. The Blues have the spares everywhere, but it was Loman who never took his eyes off the footy. Zach Williams, direct opponent, just went to sleep, expecting others to come and help, needed to lock him away. He would have got the play on the ball, but it feels like that might be it.
Didn't like Hewitt's reaction then. He could have been the person to come across and put a fist through the ball.
Fletcher and Ashcroft, the sons of guns. Neil, just a gun generally. Loman, good hands, Archie. So it looks as though Brisbane has been able to absorb what Carlton was able to muster. What might have been for Michael Voss. 7th final between these two sides as Rayner goes up and marks, and he'll line them up.
Nick, let it go. Out. Right on the mark.
You can see the frustration spilling out now.
Boys, let it go. Out behind you.
Newman has given his all to get Carlton back into the game, but they've simply had to come from too far back.
Adam, right out, Adam.
Cam Rayner has a couple. There we go, and Brisbane will march on in September.
Interesting watch. Cam Rayner is #1 overall draft pick. Had significant injury in his young career. Just getting better and better and better.
This is the beauty of the Brisbane Lions forward line at the moment. The goal kicking they can all tidy up, yes, but the threats that they have, Loman, Bailey, Rayner, Archie down there as well. If the big boys in Hipwood and Danaher don't get you, there's more chance than not that you'll be done on the ground or in the air.
Hitting it out in front of Chera off the ground. It gets past McKenna. Really nice pick up. Doherty. Can he kick a goal? The Doc. What a great story. They all get around him, and so they should. Overcome multiple serious knee injuries and a couple of bouts of cancer, and one of the most popular people playing AFL footy anywhere.
It's been a tough night for the Blues, but this will put a smile on so many people's faces. the fact he's been able to get back after such a long journey. We all know the history that he's had with his health battles, but for him to come back and see his teammates get around him, tough night, but there is something to smile about.
Early down, Hewitt. He's been instrumental for Carlton in the second half. Got it back from Chera. Starcevic playing in front, knocked it away from Motlop. Fantasia there, find Hollands. He's taken, he dropped the knees, holding the ball. Zorko and Berry engulfed him.
Plus 20 in the tackles, Brisbane Lions. It's been an area of concern, an area they haven't always got right, but tonight, right from that very first bounce, their intent to take time and space away, but also the ability to wrap the tackles up, not let the ball spill out, was first rate.
Dunkley, Rayner, even when closely marked, his strength.
Let him go, Brisbane marks.
He needs to be a bit careful
Give
here.
Give him the ball.
Newman's getting under his skin.
Nick, stand, play on.
See you later, says Cam Rayner. He thrusts it forward on his left, and it's marked. Morris in the pack. So there are a few moments of slight anxiety perhaps for Lions fans, and you saw it reflected in a few uncharacteristic mistakes in the third quarter, but now they are in celebration mode, and this will be the last time the Lions are seen at this venue this season. They'll have to head on the road if they want to tread the path to premiership glory. Relaxed approach, a straight kick, and a significant margin. Back out to 41 now. There is a bit on here. Lockie Neal's been felled. It seems Carlton, there's a report. So a report in all of that. We'll get another look at it in just a moment, but
he's been reported.
Carlton's last 6 minutes of the season is going to be feisty.
Been reported, all right? Josh Dunkley.
Cameron left.
Yeah, it was, I think, Neil went up to have a bit of a go at him, and he's lifted the forearm up, got him in the throat. The umpire saw him, has said he's been reported. There was a bit going on after the Camarena mark. There was a bit of a push and shove, and there's a bit of frustration from both sides.
It started way back with Lohman in the forward pocket there. Newman wanted a piece of him, then went for Rayner. As a result of that high contact, the free kick straight out of the centre.
So Lockie Neal, 23 disposals for him tonight, 8 clearances. For the Brisbane double whammy, he's pulled the kick. Margin is 7 goals the Lions' way. Giants await.
Elijah Hollands. Assad and Williams. He's collared.
Brisbane, stand! You're out!
Well, Daisy, you can almost script the Michael Voss press conference. He's just going to say you can't give a team a 60-point start in a final and get close to hoping to win.
Yeah, the effort outside of that has been okay, but the question is, where was it in that first half? There's the frustration that the Blues fans and no doubt the coaches have as well. How did we get it so wrong in terms of the arousal required to come out and fire some shots early?
Questions asked about the sub-2 De Koning because he's been good since he's come on. McCluggage not going to get the trip. Young fires it. McGovern drops it. Neil. Fletcher. The kick smothered, so Hewitt can bounce off half-back. He gets it to Akers via Cripps. And now back. He falls over. That's holding the ball.
Brisbane. Stand.
Fletcher. Wilmot. 60 metres out. A drilling ball from the side. Almost Raider again. Archie had a flying shot. And it's kicked through by Cameron.
Carlton, stand.
6-6-6 issue again for Brisbane, so it's going to be Carlton's ball. De Koning with a long one. And a holding freeze going the Blues' way.
Arms around. Arms around. Marks back here. That's it. Stand.
Sized against Pitnet.
MRO this year haven't taken too kindly to the raised elbow, that sort of motion, regardless of outcome.
Pitnet kicks the goal. Back to 42 points. I wonder what sort of difference Charlie Curnow would have made to this outing for the Blues. He had such a big impact that first game of the season, especially when they were surging.
As you said, just pitting that as soon as the umpire sees Ryan Lester with both arms around and the height advantage, he's going to pay the holding. Just restricted there from going up. Just not enough of that so far tonight for the Blues.
Koning down to Cripps to Hewitt's. Hewitt's 31st possession is a kick to full forward for Carlton and well marked by Pitnet. It looked like they would be absolutely embarrassed tonight, Carlton. So they will avoid the blushes of the belting. With a good second half, the Blues have restored a little respectability. .48 was the margin at halftime. It had been as high as 60. 60-0 was the score.
He's negotiated his way through this sudden death game, Chris Fagan, and they will meet the Giants in Sydney. So the sudden death doesn't go away, but they're into week 2. Walsh. He and Cripps have kept going. Almost the one-hander for Hollands. So 2.5 minutes left in the Blues season. Doherty sits it out. Pitnet. Cripps. Elijah Hollands. that's going to miss. They were hoping beyond hope days, the Blues fans. No real form coming in, just 2 of the last 8, and they were North Melbourne and the West Coast Eagles. Then bringing 6 players in to a final, it was always a tough ask.
Yeah, it was always going to be hard. I think the one thing that they were going to hang their hat on was the fact that if you brought the effort, the intensity, the tackle pressure, you give yourself a chance. And when that didn't happen, well, it was just a game of skill, and skill has prevailed.
All right, Hodgie, what about the Lions? How far can they go?
Well, I think everyone agrees that their best, as we say, 50 metre for the Blues, their best can beat anyone. And we've seen that over the last 4 or 5 years. But I think the biggest part of their game is the flaws where teams can keep consistent goals against them. We saw it against Essendon, we saw it against GWS, we saw it against Collingwood, and then we've seen it once again tonight in the second half. So I think that's their biggest issue. When teams get on a bit of a roll, a bit of momentum, not giving up too many shots on goal, and that's what's really costing them.
Lewis Young thumps it into the post. The margin, 34 points.
And what about the Giants, Hodgie? Is that a match-up they'll enjoy, the Lions?
I think so. Well, they had them convincingly here, round 22 this year, but as Daisy mentioned, the inability to hit the scoreboard. I think they kicked 20-odd points that game, which cost them. GWS were very efficient, 13-4. So I think they do match up well against them, but it's finals footy, and pressure's going to probably tell the difference on who can handle it between both sides.
Durden, Hewitt, and now Mackay. So they go to bag potentially a few lates here, and 50 metres, so it will be another Carlton goal.
Push out, back.
Harry Mackay.
Sorry, on the line.
For his third. The margin is under 30. Back to 28 points with Mackay's third.
The one thing the Lions will be delighted with is the way in which the Giants had to play today. That was, in terms of combative football, that game was at a different level to what we've seen here tonight. The Giants will be sore. They'll be of greater fatigue, one would imagine.
The Blues have kicked 11 of the last 16 goals of this game, which will add to Michael Voss's frustration. Chris Fagan is taking the W and moving on to next week, and his team's work was done early. It was scintillating in the first hour of this game. Neil out of the middle, belting handball. Wiedering's done everything he can.
Please show it. Back this way, Oscar, Mark.
Saad, Newman. Fantasia gives it back to Saad. He got nowhere to go. It was in the end a really clever mark to Motlop.
Play on. Handball.
Swept forward by Saad to Hewitt. His kick sets a task of Hollins, but he waits underneath it. Marks Lee's chest. His deep kick. Could this be marked as well? Almost taken by Mackay. He's going to just completely with the foot off the accelerator here, and playing this out as Cowan is tackled by Danaher, who completely contradicts what I just said with a superb effort. A hungry effort. And this hungry Lions side will pack their bags and head to the land of giants.
He'll have to go back and get his kick first, Joe. He's dishing out high fives for his effort, and what an effort it was. It's a couple of times now, Hodgie, you've highlighted his work rate, his want to get up, tackle, pressure, and at times it has to be questioned because it isn't there. But tonight he has been one that has led from the front.
I think that's what his younger teammates want to see, because he has been inconsistent. But if they see over the next, well, hopefully 3 or 4 weeks from the Brisbane Lions, and if he's able and willing to do it, then they can follow.
Danaher to McCluggage. It was the first half onslaught from Brisbane that sets up victory and a semi-final date with Greater Western Sydney. Brisbane Brisbane by 28 points. The Lions go forth in search of glory. We are the pride of Brisbane town. We wear the roll, blue and gold. We will always fight for victory, like it's Roy and there's our home. All for one and one for all. We will answer to the call. Go Lions, Brisbane Lions, we'll kick the winning score. You'll hear a mighty roar. We are the pride of Brisbane town. We wear the roll, blue and gold. We will always fight for victory, like it's Roy and there's our home. One for one and one for all. A superb performance from Brisbane. 14-15 to 11-5. Campbell Brown is one with one of the most influential for Brisbane.
He certainly was. Goal kicker Cam Rayner kicked 3 tonight, mate. How good a finals?
Yeah, mate, it's awesome. Like, especially to come and play in front of the Gabba. Carlton are a great opposition. We've had some great muscle with over the years, so this stuff means a lot.
Got your intensity right up. You tackled Cam early in the contest, and obviously defensively were very sound tonight. Was that a real focus coming into tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Our first quarter's been really, really good recently. It's probably just that second quarter that's been a bit of a worry, and we kind of corrected that today. Probably in that back half, we could probably still tidy a few things up, but I felt like the intent and the energy for the boys today was really noticeable.
So close last year, but this is a different looking forward line. You're up there with Logan Morris, who kicked a couple of nice goals tonight. Loman as well, who plays pretty similar to you. Tell us about these young guys that you're part of the crew with.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a unbelievable experience to play with these young blokes, and I guess at the start of the year we were unlucky to get a couple of injuries, and it gives guys like this the opportunity, and they've really blossomed this year, and it's good to have the younger boys come in and bring that energy, and you can enjoy just watching them carry on like that.
On a personal note, this has been a career best season for you. 28 goals for the year, plenty of goal assists. How do you see your development?
Yeah, I feel like I've found the balance really, really well. We've been able to impact up the ground and closer to goals. And, I just need to keep working on it, and I guess it's the most important times now to do it, so the next couple of weeks will be really exciting.
Sitting on blokes' heads is nice too.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
Well done tonight, mate. Good luck next week.
Cheers, Brad.
So Cam Rayner had a very good night with 3 goals tonight, a margin of 1.60 points. Carlton went 57 minutes of this game without scoring, and then really sparked to life and made a game of it for a while, but ultimately came from too far back. Brownie is with Harris Andrews.
Harris, that pre-game chat didn't distract you at all. You kept them scoreless in the first quarter.
Yeah, Mike, I got a wicked thing. It was a great start for the boys. We knew that they were going to come hard early. They had that record up here, obviously, last year in the prelim, and then earlier in the year we wanted to make amends. So, very proud of the boys. We knew they were going to keep coming, and I thought the boys showed a bit of resilience there. They were coming times, but our ability to fight back was good.
There was plenty of pressure on the ball carrier, which allowed you guys to set up your defensive structure really well, and you took those intercept marks not deep inside your defensive 50, but across half-back, which helped you set up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mids were fantastic tonight with their pressure. It's a really important part of our game. So, yeah, it allows us backs to play a little bit more aggressively with our positioning and stuff like that. So, yeah, we look forward to bringing that next week.
Payne came in tonight. Unfortunately, he's hurt that left knee, MCL getting scanned. But the depth that you've got down back to be able to mix and match with talls and smalls must be something that holds in really good stead.
Yeah, well and truly. I mean, he's missed a little bit of footy this year, so we've had to work without him. It's disappointing for him. I don't know what will happen with regards to the rest of the year and next week, but for Darragh Joyce, who's done a really good job playing in our team across the last 6-7 weeks while Payne's been out, he's more than capable and is ready to go. So it's a great opportunity for us, and we're just excited.
You love those battles with Harry Mackay as well. He kicked a couple, but every single time you plant each other, it's a really good duel.
Yeah, no, he's a great player, Harry. I really admire the way he goes about his footy. His jukes are unbelievable. So you give him an inch and he takes a mile on you. It'd be nice to try and keep him a little bit more quiet next time, but proud of the win anyway.
What's your record on Jesse Hogan like?
Work to do, yeah, we'll get to work on that. He's been the form forward of the comp, so I really admire the way he goes about his footy as well. So we'll get to work.
Good luck next week.
Thanks very much. It's finals footy on Fox. It's brought to you by Industry Super Funds. When it comes to super, there's only one symbol to look for, and the symbol tonight is the Brisbane Lions jumper. They've got their way through this season, remains alive. They play the GWS Giants next week, and for Carlton Footy Club, season 2024 is over, gentlemen.
It is all over. Making up the numbers in the first half, but certainly gallant in the second half, no doubt about that. They kicked 9 goals in the second half to stay in it, but Brisbane were too strong in the end, which you'd expect. That's what we expect to come into the game. They did the job in front of a big home crowd, very passionate supporter base.
35-point margin at quarter time and then 28 at the end, so they won the last 3 quarters, but I think the gas had gone out of the game pretty quickly into that second quarter, and the Lions just... they were just bouncing off the bottom there. They weren't playing their best football, and Carlton came to play a little bit more. It was too little too late.
Yeah, look, at Brisbane, probably the way they finished the game, I reckon there's some worrying signs there for Chris Fagan to go, well, yes, we've won, but they should have done a number on Carlton tonight. They should have put that nail in the coffin early in that second half, but unfortunately, they just let them back in and they didn't win strong.
I tend to agree with you. The score was 60-0. 60-0. Yeah. So 39-71 post that start, Brownie. So it's something that they'll go to school on, I'm sure. We'll have a look at some of their numbers in last quarters as we unpack this game. But if we focus on the start, they were outstanding when it mattered most. They got the job done. But for whatever reason, the finish hasn't been all that strong. Sad news for Jack Payne. I thought he was absolutely outstanding, and when he went off the ground, they lost a bit of that stability.
Well, that was the time when they were 60s, yeah, but he had done a fantastic job at Harry Mackay, albeit obviously Harry Mackay was limited with the ball flow in there, but I thought he was outstanding, like Jack Payne, and as soon as we were complimentary of him, he got injured.
Did I call him Jackson then? I keep calling him Jackson. Jack Payne.
Jackson Payne used to play for the Lions. He's another guy.
But the intercept game was on song, and look, I think Carlton fed into that. We spoke about it at quarter time and then again at half time. The extra forward behind the ball. It was a defensive ploy. It was all about defending and protecting your back six. You're a stoppage team. You score heavily from stoppage. You're a contest team. You want the game in a contest as much as possible. They fed into the outnumber from Brisbane in the back half, which helped the intercept game, the territory game, and fed the scoreboard for Brisbane.
We'll have a chat. I know, Jack, you want to talk about the selection process that Carlton went through. They certainly looked a little different when DeConey came back onto the field. We can get to that in time, but they look far more competitive after half-time, and that's a mindset thing as well.
Yeah, I think that'd be frustrating for the Carlton supporters that are at the ground and watching at home on Fox, is the fact that you've seen your side turn up for nearly 2 and a bit quarters of footy and play really dominant football and smash the eventual winners, the Brisbane Lions, on the scoreboard, but they just did not turn up to play. Now, whether that's the fact they've had 6 come in that maybe weren't match ready to get going from the start, but Brisbane hit them right between the eyes, and the game was over just after quarter time.
Brisbane were hot early though. Their pressure was outstanding. They attacked the ball magnificently all across the board. They were able to get the intercept mark going. As we spoke about, Jack Payne, I've fallen into your trap, Gary. Yeah. Jack Payne, he did a good job on Mackay, and that freed up Harris Andrews to get in the intercept mark and go, and obviously Oscar McInerney as the Lions players walk off to a great reception. But I thought they were fantastic. I thought it was the best footy they played, or as good a footy as they've played in the last 10 weeks in that first quarter.
For the last time in season 2024, so this Gabba crowd thought they were outstanding.
I think it's the 8th sellout this year, Gary, so football's strong in Queensland.
It is indeed, John. It's very nice. It's been called Gary for a while. Here's the Carlton. Here's the other side of the story here, and there'll be some disappointing boys in there. They rolled the dice on Sam Dockery. Don't think that worked personally, but he wasn't the reason they lost. I think they looked sluggish and lethargic early. We'll get back to them. We'll get back to the Carlton Footy Club, but the story is the team that's still alive, and this is this Brisbane side. They're well enough served in the back half and the front half, and they got Ashcroft and Neil through the middle. That they'll give the Giants a run for their money, no question about it.
The accuracy point came up again, and we'll look at that a little bit later. But Morris misses one from the top of the goal square. Bailey sort of fresh hairs it.
All right, folks, that's it. That's the end of the game. Brisbane Lions 14-15-99 defeating the Blue Baggers. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. Unfortunately, I've got to go because my Battery is about to go flat and it's going to just cut off. So I thought it'd be better to come and say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for everyone coming in, Bianca. Wow, Silver, everyone. Harvey, stay hunky. Good stuff, everyone. Addy G, Tine, everyone that came in. Of course, Ryan, Paul, everyone. Is Brisbane versus Collingwood? We can't kick goals. We just kick points and Collingwood wins. That's it. I know it would have been good if we had played the Brisbane Lions tonight. All right, folks, that's it. I've got to go because the phone's going to go flat and it's going to cut the live. But there we go. The poll got it right. 80 votes, 75% went for Brisbane, 25% for Carlton. We'll see you all tomorrow when we cover a couple of games of AFLW, the women's football, there tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow we'll let you know what games we cover. You're at the game? Oh, fantastic. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, everyone. Thanks, Bianca. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Hunky Harvey. Thanks, everyone. I've got to go. I've got about 1% on the battery. There we go. And unfortunately, I have the mic plugged in, the wireless mic. So that allows you to get better sound throughout the game and all that. All right, folks. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Thanks again. Much appreciated. Don't forget to hit the like on the way out. And if you haven't subscribed, do that. That'd be great. All right, folks. Thanks a lot. Ciao for now. Mega love shout out, everyone. Thanks for coming in. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.